Okay. Are we live? Let's see. It says I am, but I'm still waiting for that preview to show. Yes, there we go. Let's see. Here we go. I am so pumped for tonight. Yes, money. I am ready to keep going. Let us begin. Fruits, Part 4. I've been looking forward to this since last week, guys. Because last week took such a wild turn for this mod. The emotional roller coaster that we went on last episode was just absolutely insane last week. I was not ready for all of the twists and turns this mod would throw at me in my next 5 hours. How's our tractor going? Going strong after resting up last night. I didn't do all that much last night. If you check the gaming chat, you'll see what I discovered in Pokemon Violet last night. Basically, I found out the box art legendary Miraidon. You get to catch 2 of them. Because there's the one that you start the game with that you have to wait till, like, the very end of the game to even battle with. And, you know, the finale of the game is basically a Miraidon mirror. Because it's mentioned, you know, there's 2 in existence, and the fucking AI you battle at the end has the other one. Yeah, since you can't trade the Miraidon you ride. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of your ride mon, and it would be pretty busted if you could just give that away, because you could actually soft lock yourself in a number of ways. Like, without flying, you could just stick yourself somewhere where you can't, you know, escape without using Miraidon, except, oh wait, you don't have Miraidon. Actually, it'd make it impossible to finish the dex. If you could trap yourself somewhere where you couldn't, you know, like, escape from without Miraidon in a place that you can't fly, you actually could soft lock the game. At least you'd put yourself in a really bad spot for a while, because if there's wild encounters, I mean, you can wear yourself down by wasting all your moves and then struggling yourself to death, but it would be really fucking inconvenient if you could just do that. I'm using the scenario where you trap yourself in a place where you know, can't fly. Like if you did this in a cave somewhere, you know? As long as you're not in the sky, you can fast travel. No, trust me, there are some caves in the game. It's like, you can't ride Miraidon here, or, you know, you can't call a flying taxi here. I've been there. I've been in some of those places. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, the mod here. I've been looking forward to this since last week, when we went on that roller coaster of an episode last time. I mean, just check the description. Because, I mean, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on why I'm so pumped for this. Oh, oh, baby. Indeed, Zach, indeed. It's in the title and the thumbnail. And in the corner. Lemani. And yeah, if you didn't watch episode 3, I highly recommend it if you don't, already know the story. Because fuck me, we went on an emotional roller coaster in episode 3. Played and watched all the routes, so you know what's coming. You're only going through 1/4, boy. You don't know what this mod holds behind closed doors. I'll put it this way, Goose. If you're not a fan of the route, I didn't exactly know the final decision I was making early on was the route choice. Because it seems kind of insignificant at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And chat helped me decide, so... yeah, I understand. I'm just letting you know. Also, I love what Monika said in World of Streams on the World of Dreams server. Like, this is just my channel. It's like, I stream a lot, so fair enough. I might as well use it, because it's not wrong. I am streaming when I post in here, so... Bow wow. Yup. But for real, this mod threw me for a pretty epic loop. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things progress from here tonight. Oh, you did? I'll have to check it out later. The other thing I'm really pumped for is when we finish this mod and then, move on to playing the visual novel that this is based on. Because from where I'm sitting right now, like, if the mod is getting me this intrigued, what the hell's the game like? I gotta see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fruits of Grisaia has an anime adaptation? I see. The anime is so bad compared to the VN. So basically, I should just play it anyway, rather than just watch the anime. It exists. Just wanted to mention its existence. You should stream the Metro games if you ever decide to get them. What if I told you, Onyx, I actually have several of them, either digital or physical editions, on my PlayStation. Because I actually picked them up years ago, because they looked pretty cool. And I'm like, I should play these someday, because they look fun. I have a lot of games that fit that description on my PlayStation and in my Steam library right now. So, believe me, I've been aware of Metro's existence for a while now. If that's something you guys want to see me play, let me know. Maybe I can start like a regular PlayStation series on like Tuesday or Friday, and it could be something like that. Let me know what you all think. That's just an idea I'm throwing out there. Add, yet another weekly series to the two I'm already doing with this and Undertale. I wouldn't mind it. Oh, Zach just posted it in writer's chat. Nice. And I would have to agree, yes. People are definitely using the writer's chat. Glad to see it. Alright. About done sending out links. Just one more spot. I'm gonna make one. Alright. Yep, I will. Okay. Hyped for tomorrow because I've got time to stream, so I get to continue playing it again. One of your favorites? I think I've got 2 or 3 Metro games. I think I've got Metro 2033, Metro Last Light Redux, and then I think I picked up a physical copy of Metro Exodus because it was on sale. at a local game shop. Not GameStop, but another place I like to go to. That's right. Last time we were just leaving with Monika. We were hitting the road. As the vehicle cruises down the highway, Monika watches the landscape change from the city to the country. By request, she sits shotgun. Hey! I wouldn't have it any other way. It's so pretty out here. Have you never been out of the city before? Only a few times. Because of my dad's work and school, I had to be in the city constantly. Which makes the times I leave the city super awe-inspiring. I see. I see it normally. Not anything special. Why is that? I grew up in a more secluded area than you would expect. So I was around this a lot more than a majority of people. Oh, I see. I wouldn't have expected that. I tend to surprise more often than not. That's part of the reason I like you. I smile while watching the trees pass. So, Monika, is it? Yep. I have just one question for you. I do not remember Jeff from last time. Somebody might have to refresh me on that. How did you manage to get this hermit to open up for you? Oh, Ben? Persistence and determination, I guess. Jeff turns to look at me with a smug smile. Don't start getting cocky, old man. You called me for help, allowed to relish in some irony. He must be somebody we know. He sounds like an older guy. I can't believe he just said that. He told Jeff the entire situation with Monika, and he commented how similar it was to Izuki. Right, this I do remember. So for him to say something like that instantly sends me into a sour mood. But judging from my facial expression, he removes his gaze from mine and waves his hand in regret. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's been a while since his name's popped up, so you'll have to forgive me. At least we had somebody to get us out of the city, though, eh? Otherwise, we'd be screwed. And I just read the line. That sounds like my boy, alright? So, Monika, tell me about yourself. As both Jeff and Monika talk back and forth, I grab my phone and check for anything from Julia. That's right, we pissed off Julia pretty bad last time, didn't we? Nothing. Damn it. Really messed up this time, boy. Let's not go getting arrested again. Or else I don't think she's gonna be there to bail you out again. Because for real. Hey, how we doing, Underskins? How are you today? I feel horrible for what I said to her. I know I'm in the middle of something much bigger than mere feelings, but Julia was always there for me when I needed her. Everything I said to her was pure frustration, and none of it was true. Whatever, I'll shake this feeling eventually. Once Julia gets back in contact with me, I'll make amends. Best hope so, boy. Alas, the long drive is finally at an end. I see you maintained that from Monday. I told you that was a good one, mate. I really liked that one, Zach. But we're finally here, are we? Jeff's vehicle pulls into a dirt lot that has a small trail leading past a brush line. My question is, how long did it take to get us here? I get out of the car first and help Monika out afterward. When Jeff steps out, he makes eye contact with me and I nod to him to follow us. Oh, boy, if this doesn't look familiar. It's being used in a very different context here. Pushing past the brush and continuing on the trail, you reach a very familiar place I've been to many times. Well, knowing him, I'm sure it'll be constructive. Can at least do something useful with it. But yeah, that's a very unintentionally meta line, mod, because yes, we have been to this spot several times before. This is far from the first time we've been here. This is the lake that Ashley loved to spend time at. Ooh, so it has some certain types of memories for us here. Yes, you did, Zach. And it's one of my favorite moments with this location. She took me here a lot when I was younger. It's because she loved being here that I eventually grew fond of it as well. Now it just symbolizes the bond that she and I once had. And now that she is gone, the lake is a much different place. A place of reflection. Reflection of everything I've done, everything I've moved past, and everything that she helped me through. Jeff hangs back at the brush while Monika and I traverse the wooden deck that borders the lake. Wow, it's so beautiful! It's a great place to think and relax. It sure is. I would definitely be able to just sit on a bench and just relax there for a while. Unless there's like a jet skier on the lake always going wrong, like... This is the place you and Ashley went to a lot? Yep. This was one of her favorite places to be. You reach a small section on the edge of the lake. Bordered by foliage and flowers, it resembles a symbol of beauty and peace in this world. This lake, in essence, is a veritable Garden of Eden. That's quite the profound way to put it. It is to him, at least. Monika does not seem to agree. Monika looks around in awe. I can tell she hasn't ever experienced a place such as this before. I'm glad to have brought her somewhere that I find very special to me. So, Monika. Yeah? I brought us out here because it's away from the city. We can have some peace for a bit. But I also wanted to pay respect to the woman who raised me. Oh, I understand. I don't know much about her since you're so secretive, but I bet she was a great woman. I feel like a comma would have done better here, but that's just me. It still works either way. It just feels a little weird reading it like that. She really was. I look up into the sky at the clouds, like I used to do many years ago. She was far from perfect, but she did everything in her power to make me smile and make me happy. It was her who decided to take me in when I was at the hardest point in my life. She taught me more than I needed to survive in this world. In fact, it was her that inspired me to pick myself up from the ground and keep going. That was not something we decided when we started playing this mod, so I think the way I'm gonna do it is when we finish Monika's route, I'll have a poll. Should we play another route, or should we move on to another mod? Because if you guys want me to, I'll play through, at least one of the other routes. But ultimately, it was you guys that requested this, so I want you all to decide. Should we play them all? Should we just play, a couple? Or should we just focus on one and, come back to another one someday down the line? Those will be, kind of our options for a poll, weeks down the line when we finish Monika's route here. In fact, it was her that inspired me to pick myself up from the ground and keep going. No, not in the same way, no. Blue Skies is kind of in limbo because of everything that happened surrounding that series, the circumstances surrounding it. That mod's currently in a state of limbo because I really don't know what to do with it after, everything that happened with the circumstances surrounding it. It's like, I don't know if I should just start over and pick a different route, if I should just, pick it up again and play on to the end of Sayori route, because Brad keeps telling me I'm like 1 or 2 episodes away from finishing it. Even though it's been, I think, a year at this point since I picked it up. It's just, no matter what I do, I'm in a position where I just can't win with Blue Skies. Because, 1, it's been so long. And 2, it's like, it's going to be different picking it up again for the first time in so long. Or more than just, that it's been a year since the last episode. You never told me. How was it that you and Ashley met? Looking back down to the water before us, I repositioned my feet and leaned against the banister. Father did a lot of bad things when I was in his care. Beat me to near death hundreds of times, locked me in a pitch-dark basement, starved and dehydrated me for days on end, tested experimental chemicals and drugs on me. There is much more I could go on about. Jesus, what exactly did this man do for a living that he could do these things to you? What the hell's up with your old man? But law enforcement suddenly caught wind of his activities and raided our home. During the raid, he fled and left me behind to die. What? If you want to know, play the Natsuki route of this or Blue Skies. How could anyone do that to their son? Be surprised what some parents will do to their offspring, I think is what you meant. Is that, don't take that out of context, folks. Well, what happened next? Turns out that during the raid, I was discovered in a near unstable state. 2 women led the raid and decided to take me into their care. Those women were Ashley and Julia. Monika raises an eyebrow and places her left hand on her hip, intrigued about my origin. I can see the pieces falling into place. Yeah, it's starting to come together for you. But there's still more that not even we know. Do you now? Monika and I share a silent gaze. I'm sure she knows now how I became who I am today. Well, I'll just reiterate again, when we get to that point where we finish a route, we'll have a vote. Should we play another one? Should we play them all? Should we move on to a new mod? And if so, who is the winner? Who would be next? Well, do you want to say a few things? New account, Cerberus? Hey, how are you doing, Cerberus? Oh boy. Had this one hidden away for a while. I see. And Zach, I'm gonna check out what you found in... Oh. Yeah. Can see what kind of use you'd get out of this. Those are some nice backgrounds, dude. Those are very nice. For those of you not part of the server, check the description, because you miss out on stuff like this. Yeah, check this out. This is your rhythm game content account. But yeah, check this out. That's awesome. Good stuff. I like that sunset one the most. I'm sure a certain somebody else here does too. But yeah, that's epic. Also, I didn't mention it at the start, but I did mess around with my mic a little more, so let me know if I sound different at all. Stop giving you ideas. It's basically my job, mate. Yeah, I feel that is probably best right now. Alright, I'll give you some privacy. Monika turns and starts to walk away, but I reach out and catch her hands before she leaves. Huh? I want you here with me. Monika smiles and intertwines our fingers, stepping back by my side. Alright, here I go. Hey Ash, it's me. I know I haven't been here in a while, and if you were here, you would have probably kicked my ass for not visiting. But I want to thank you for everything you've done for me. You've given me a lot of support that honestly, I still hold dear to this day. Could do with a comma right there. And for everything that has happened, you still gave me the confidence and motivation to keep going. I can feel the sting of tears gnawing at my eyes, and my voice begins to crack. Damn it. Come on, Ben. Don't start crying here. Run up my throat. Suppress those feelings and try to regain my bearing. I'm sorry. I forgot to say that to you, and I wish I could have said it while you were still alive. Thank you for everything. Ashley. Monika rests her free hand on my shoulder while gripping tighter onto my hand, providing some comfort to my moment of emotional vulnerability. Yep, I saw them, Onyx. I will. Oh, what are you doing on Terraria? I want you to meet someone, Ashley. The girl standing next to me is my girlfriend, Monika. She means a lot to me, just like you do. I wish you could meet her. Hell, maybe you could have even helped us with the situation that we're in. If you were here, you'd know exactly what to do. But this is why you trained me. So I can handle my own problems. Deal with them like the man you made me. I won't let you down, Ashley. I'll just take your word for it that solar is like the Terraria equivalent of, netherite or whatever to Minecraft. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I would be willing to go through a grind like that again after finishing it. Although this is coming from someone who reached level 1000 in BO3 Zombies and is like, I wouldn't mind doing it again. So, what do I know? A Zenith, which is basically every powerful sword in the game. That's crazy. Oh, you found a new library. I will check that out when I have a minute, Zach. I turn to Monika and look her in the eyes deeply. But I won't let you down, Monika. She wraps her arms around my neck and hugs me, a few tears dropping from her eyes. That was beautiful, Ben. Never seen you that emotional. Even made me start tearing up. Rubbing her back, I noticed Jeff standing across from us at the brush he was, as he was earlier. Hey, would you mind staying here for just a sec? Yeah, sure. Thanks. I'll be right back. Patting her on the back, I walk past her and towards Jeff. When I finally get within whispering distance of him, I both lower and soften my voice. So what is the plan? I have no idea. If things get serious, I may need to ask you to watch over and take care of Monika while I handle things. On your own? I don't have any other option. But I have never played Pizza Tower. No one has ever told me of this Pizza Tower you speak of, Floofy. What is this Pizza Tower you speak of? Why did you have to go off on Julia and ruin your privileges with her? You can go without the goddamn lecture. Fine. Since I owe you one, I can do that for you. He looks past me toward Monika, but I stand in front of his view to maintain his attention. No one lays a finger on her. Am I clear on that? Crystal. But at least let me get off on you for getting involved with a contactee. Listen, Izuki was a special case. Whatever it was, you violated several policies getting into a relationship with her. They didn't get in the way of my job. Are you sure about that? You have to think long and hard about that the next chance you get. Why are you even bringing that up right now? That's pretty funny, Cerberus. And why don't you tell me a bit about this game? Because I don't even know what you would do. I don't want you to make the same mistake you did with Izuki here. I can tell Monika is extremely special to... Wave my hand in front of him to interrupt him. I understand what you're trying to say. I'm going to defend Monika, do whatever I can to end this madness. Whatever it takes, Jeff. No, I know about Terraria. That's not what I'm asking about here. Good. I'll do whatever it takes to help. I'm not as spry as I used to be when I was in the agency. Wouldn't ever ask you to do more than watch over Monika if something were to happen. What's up, Ninja? How are you tonight? I'll be more than happy to do that. But what do you have planned? Honestly, nothing. But I need to get access to records that were filed around the time I was protecting Izuki. These people think Monika is her, and I know there's information about them somewhere there. How do you plan to get that? That's an entirely different ordeal. Only Julia would have access to those kinds of archives. Place my hand on my chin and ponder. Yuki, her assistant, can get the records through her. Sounds good, but what are you going to do when you find said information? Figure out how to locate the group and use the agency to take them out. And how do you suppose they will do that? What is with the 20 questions? You're getting the 1x4 rule. You need to have everything planned out, Ben. Come on, man. Even I know that. Alright, smartass. How about you tell me what you would do in this situation? Oh, excuse me. You've got 59 backgrounds to define. Jesus Christ. Exactly. Hear me out on this. I gesture and move around my hand as I talk. You can figure out who's in charge of this group, or at least figure out where they are quartered at. The agency can lead a raid on them. They attacked an asset that was under our protection. I know for a fact that if Ashley was still alive, she would personally have led an attempt to bring down whoever was in charge of the attack. Need to get rid of that A. Pencil lead and lead in attack are not the same thing. What are they teaching in English class these days? You have an excellent point there. But are you even sure the effects of the protection are active? Oh yes. No matter how soon or long ago it was still a direct attack on an agency asset. You better find out who is responsible for this, then fast. You don't have to tell me twice. All we can do right now is wait. I will contact Miyuki myself and get the information out of her. Got it. For now, I'm gonna at least relax for a bit with Monika, continue fortifying my plan. I understand. Listen, I gotta get back home. You two gonna be okay here? Yes, I have things settled here. Alright, call me when you need me. Jeff turns around and walks back through the brush line, disappearing from my line of sight. When I turn around, I see Monika leaning against the banister of the lake, enjoying the scenery. Could maybe do with a comma there. That's pretty awesome, Zach, not gonna lie. A one-legged WWE wrestler, Zach Gowen. Fucking mad lad. I respect it, though. I respect it. She looks absolutely beautiful. Picturesque view I have from here. I could watch forever. Only I didn't have the disdain I do now. I brought Monika here because of what's going on. Never wanted it to become like this. I would have preferred to bring her here on much happier circumstances. Well, fate doesn't always work that way, unfortunately. That's why I feel I am not worthy of a sight like this. Monika looks over and notices me looking at her. She smiles and waves me over. All done with your conversation? Yeah, sorry about that. Don't apologize. What else did you have planned for us? For now, we can just relax for a bit. Feel it's something we both need at this point. I agree. Come, I know somewhere we can go. Following a wooded path that directs us away from the lake, I take Monika to a small clearing, just like Ashley brought me to years before. Ooh, isn't that nice? When we reach the full clearing, I walk Monika out to the middle of it. So, Monika. Yeah? Do you know how to defend yourself? It's like I'm watching the inverse of that scene from Vigilante. You mean, like, fighting-wise? Correct. And not really, no. Alright, you're gonna begin learning today. Huh? I'm gonna teach you everything I know about personal self-defense. Oh, okay. Let's start with what you already know. I barely know anything about it. Do you know how to make a fist? Of course I do. There is your starting point. Show me a fist. Monika curls her dominant hand right into a fist. However, she places her thumb within her grip, which is a terrible thing to do. Oh god. Alright, so at least that is something. She looks at me quizzically. Your thumb placement is erroneous. Instead of closing your thumb in your fist, have your thumb outside your fist, curled alongside your fingers. Yep, that's how I made it just now, when he said that. Like this? Perfect. The reason this is a right fist is that if you happen to punch something hard while your thumb is inside of the grip, you'll lose your thumb. I see. Alright, now that you have a proper fist, I want you to swing at me. What? Are you sure? You're not gonna hit me, I promise you. Okay. Monika readies her fist and then throws it at me. Ah! Reaching up to my nose, I feel a small bead of blood drip down to my lip. So much for that! What the hell? You have to learn to dodge, kid. Trying! You're too fast! Oh, it's flashback time. That's what's going on. Stop making excuses. Your enemies won't stop to listen to you like I am. And even then, he almost instantly readies another swing and makes contact with the side of my face. Feels like I'm being hit by a cinder block. Damn it, how have I not broken anything yet? That thing is she's gonna swing again without even telling me. I force my eyes open and dash to the side. Her fist barely misses my face. Good job! You finally dodged something for once. You're so fast. You will be too one day. Remember, you're still very young. You have to learn to dodge anything your opponent is going to throw at you. She kneels to eye level with me and wipes the blood off of my face. Anticipate any of the future moves I'm going to do. If you can accurately depict something like that, you'll be able to counter it and get the upper hand. Right. Try to catch my breath desperately. Ashley has been trying to teach me how to fight and counterattacks. I think that's a big part of why stuff like WWE appeals to some people. Those kind of mental battles, the prediction battles. Something I've never really thought about with, you know, stuff like MMA and WWE before. So, huh. You know, basically trying to get a read on your opponent so that you have an idea of how to approach them. This damn woman is swift. Too fast for you to expect her to be. Nice. She grabs hold of my collar and throws me behind her into the air. We're not finished yet, Ben. Ugh! Damn, that actually hurt. Did you expect, woman? Wanted an actual fight. Ashley rubs the side of her chin. I predicted the right hook she was going to execute and managed to slam my fist into her face. Dusting myself off, I stare at Ashley as she prepares to continue our spar. I am extremely proud that after all of our training, you are becoming a pretty formidable opponent. Been a long year. Yeah, when we started, you couldn't even dodge a single one of my punches. Now you counter every single one. Frankly, it's starting to piss me off. Well then, come on. I'm ready for you. Reaching my arm out, I make a come here motion with my hand. She smirks and starts walking towards me. The orange glow from the sunset illuminates the field in a way that makes Monika appear even more beautiful. I've been teaching her the basics about self-defense over the last few hours. She's been keeping up with it pretty well, too. Been letting her swing at me to get into a good form, and to get the feel of how she could expend her energy. However, Monika keeps checking on my side periodically. The wound itself is closed, and the surface is healed. There's still a very prominent ache that is making itself known. Breeze blows past us both. Monika's hair flutters to the side behind her. You ready for one last test? Of course. I want you to actually try and fight me now. What? Are you sure? I'm guessing because the formatting is a little different. If you can successfully land a punch on me, you'll pass the test. Alright. I'll give it my best shot. It's all we can ask of you, girl. It's all we can ask of you. I'm also going to be throwing in a wild card. Monika looks back at me. I am gonna try to grab you and carry you away. I see. And why exactly would I want to fight that? She giggles to herself as she winks. Now's not the time, woman! Great song, by the way, Zach. Great song. Once upon a time, I had that on my playlist. I should fix that after tonight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be serious. So will I. Stand up straight and slowly started to walk toward her. Oh hey, you're just in time, blast away. Monika is doing the final test for her personal self-defense lesson from us here. Monika balls her hands into fists and raises them into the proper form I'd taught her. All of a sudden, I start to run at her, startling her and causing her to jump. That's your first mistake. Grab onto her left wrist and dodge a swing from her right hand. Ducking down and dashing left, I dodge yet another swing. Monika moves her hips in a strange way that catches my attention. Suddenly, I see her knee dart straight for my face. I let go of her wrist, catch her knee, and lift her. What? Catching her off guard, I lift her entire body by her leg and try to throw her over my shoulder. But, enough about that. How's your day been? I have been kind of focused on the dialogue for a bit, so I can see why you thought that. For getting her over my shoulder, I try to run away, but she barrages my back with a flurry of punches. Pretty good. It was a pretty relaxing day off. Just did some more stuff on Violet version, and I found out something pretty fascinating about Violet today. Finally getting the chance to start running, I throw my legs out as far as I can to simulate what someone who is taking Monika would do. She turns to the side and kicks her knee into my face. Sudden blow to my head stuns me, causing me to let go and fall to the ground. Turn around to face her. From the grass, she stares back up at me. Damn, you did great. Did I? You got a damn good knee in. It stunned me for a moment there. Giving you enough time to get up and run away. I'm sorry if I hurt you or anything. Are you kidding me? Reach my hand down to Monika, offering to help her up. She smiles and takes my hand into hers. But instead of pulling her up with me, she pulls me down on top of her, winking as I fall. Clever girl. Finally teaching Monika how to run those hands. And funnily enough, she didn't even use her hands to hit him in the end. A new and improved month icon, says Zach. Ooh. Might be kind of hard to see in the Discord window here, but yeah, it's a nice touch. That's a very nice touch. Very fitting for the month of February. Placing my hands in front of me, I land on top of Monika and look her in the eyes. And yes, Zach, I could very much imagine her doing this too. This seems like the kind of cheeky thing she would do. Are they gonna wrestle now? I have no idea what's about to happen, but I have my guesses. Whoops! I roll to the side and lie down next to Monika in the grass. The sky above us making for a very nice ambiance. Monika turns her head to face me, her smile never fading. Thank you for spending some quality time like this with me. Well, back in the city, we wouldn't have this opportunity to. But I wouldn't mind spending time like this every day with you. I wouldn't mind that either. Taking the initiative, I hold Monika's hand as the sky begins to turn dark. Wow. Look at all of those stars. You can see so many now that we're out of the city. Yeah, without all the distracting lights, huh? Because the lights of the city kind of obstruct the number of stars we can see. Told you. Now that those lights are gone, see the stars unrestricted. I love it. It's beautiful. Huh? Oh, the sky. Of course it is. No, they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend. If you weren't here for part 3, you might have missed that. In which, if you haven't watched part 3, I highly recommend you go get caught up on that. Because it was a roller coaster of an episode. It was great. No, it's okay. I'd much rather you ask these questions. Wasn't talking about that. I avoid eye contact with Monika and keep staring up. I know that the reasons we are here aren't good, but I wouldn't have wanted to come back here with anyone else but you. Was that the part where I said the one girl's V-card expired? Maybe. Well, then I'm glad to be here with you, Ben. Over these months we've known each other, things have been chaotic, but I agree with you. I wouldn't have spent this time with anyone else but you. Monika's words comfort my stressed heart and mind. For once in a very long time, I can breathe, let myself decompress. I'm sure this is relaxing for Monika as well, despite the constant fear for her life. I just have one question. Shoot. I lift myself with both of my forearms and look at her. Where are we going to stay out here? Jeff left earlier, didn't he? Yes, he did, but I already have that covered. Oh? Don't worry right now. If anything, I want you to just relax and enjoy your time right now. As long as you're with me, I will always enjoy my time. And I mean that too. Thank you, Monika. Please, don't thank me. You've done so much for me that, frankly, I don't think anyone else would even think of. After all, you did take a bullet for me. Yeah. She's not joking about that, by the way. Blast away. A lot of people can say that they would. Not almost... Now, almost none of them. I feel like that's supposed to be either but almost none of them, or... Yeah. A lot of people can say that they would, but almost none of them would actually bite the bullet, per se. I should be thanking you, Ben. She leans over and kisses my cheek. Face immediately feels hot, and I get the immediate embarrassing urge to look away. But I keep looking at the woman in front of me. Woman who calms the raging inferno inside that is my soul, replaces it with a burning desire to give her whatever I can to make her happy. However, in her eyes, I can see that sleep is creeping up on her. We should probably get going so she can rest. Getting back to my feet, I help Monika up to hers. We're getting up already? Yeah, we're both tired and could use some rest. Aw, alright. After surveying the area for a familiar landmark, I find a small trail that Monika and I followed to our destination. We reach a lone cabin along the trail that sends a shiver up my spine. Grabbing one of my keys, I unlock the door to the cabin, find that it's still the same as it was when I left all that time ago. This is cool. This is just what I envisioned when I imagined, getting off the grid for a while. Going somewhere, remote and hard to find. This is great. I'm almost compelled to say, I'm home and wait for a response. As silly of an idea as that is, I know I won't get one. Well, maybe somebody here will humor you. You just woke up? Well, let me know if you want a recap of what's happened so far. Because... I don't know if you were here for part 3 last time. What is this place? Monika walks through the door and looks around curiously. This was Ashley's cabin. It's still here? Yep. Julia maintains it for us since I don't get the opportunity to head out here anymore. What's happened? Well, we got out of the city, and now we're kind of out on the countryside with Monika here. Jeff from earlier in the mod drove us out here. Somebody that we know. I forget the relationship Jeff has with us. And as you just heard, we're in Ashley's old cabin right now. Oh, and we taught Monika some self-defense. And we shared a moment at the lake. So there's that. So yeah, they're kind of off the grid right now. Not sure if you remember why, but basically, there is a group after her right now because she's being mistaken for this idol, Izuki. Somebody that our boy here used to look after. Before we met Monika here. Feels so weird for waking up at 6 a.m. Yeah, if I'm waking up at 6 a.m., I'm like, there's something wrong. For me, it has been a thrilling, emotional ride after part 3. Just fuck me, dude. Part 3 was my favorite so far. It's when the story really starts to pick up steam. Seems like she's doing a good job at it. The cabin is rather small, but that never bothered Ashley or Julia. Ashley was a minimalist. She didn't require much stuff to make her happy. But when she did have something, she made sure it was quality. Exactly. Take the cabin, for example. It has a lot of foreign influences put into the layout, You can see that it was once lived in by someone who cared for it. Having not been here in quite some time makes me feel extremely odd. Just isn't the same without her here. Besides the various pictures that still hung on the walls, I find myself subconsciously looking around and hoping to see the woman who raised me. My abysmal reflection is interrupted by Monika, placing her hand on my shoulder. Hey, you doing alright? You're extremely quiet. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that I haven't been here in such a long time. It takes some adjustment. I understand. Is there anything I can do to help you with that? Don't worry about it. It'll be alright. She nods her head and sits down on a pillow set for the floor. Oh god, I remember this. Smirking as I almost hear her voice in my head, I sit down next to Monika. So, you lived out here? Yep. This was where I was raised for the most part. That's actually pretty cool. So this is where they took him after they found him in his dad's home. After his dad fucked off. Oh yeah, we found out a bit more about our boy's dad. I forgot to mention that. Brad. You're so lucky. You could even call it that. I guess it is something not many people have had the privilege to grow up at. To be completely honest with you, I didn't pay much attention to that at the time. No, that's probably not the kind of thing you're thinking about as a kid. It's the kind of thing you reflect on when you become an adult. Hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Constantly focusing on working on something else that Ashley or Julia were working with me on. I see. Monika tries to fight a yawn after saying that, but fails horribly to do so. I don't think it's a big spoiler for you, but you learn about an area of his life depending on the routes. Yeah, that's what people were telling me. And they said if you wanted to find out more about his dad, play Natsuki route. So you technically need to play everything to learn the most about him. I kind of figured that just makes sense. But that's actually something I wanted to get more opinion on from you guys, since it was you all in the community that asked me to play this. Once we finish Monika's route, I'm going to be putting up a poll to get your guys' feedback. Should we basically, should we move on to a new mod? Should we play another route? Should we play all the routes? And if, the middle option wins, play another route, which one? That's basically what it's going to come down to, Brad. It's what I've decided. Afterward, she looks away in embarrassment. Sorry about that. Am I that boring? No! You don't need to lie. You're horrible. She pushes me to the side while giggling. Just tired. Well, why don't we get some rest then? I would love that. Patting my hands against the ground, I stand up and walk over to a side closet. Opening the door reveals a bunch of packed away stuff, including what I am looking for. A small chest that contains linens and pillows. Grabbing a sheet, a blanket, and 2 pillows, I walk across the room to an empty mattress. Make the bed while thinking to myself how the sleeping arrangement is going to work. The bed is pretty small, so if Monika and I decided to sleep in the bed together, it would be closely confined. You play another route, go Natsuki, but you think I should play a small mod in between? Well, if, the option to play another mod wins, I will keep that in mind, Brad. And then, after that, I'll put up the option for another route on Fruits into the poll after that. I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable or anything like that, so it might be best if I offer her the bed and sleep elsewhere. Plus, it won't be easy for me to fall asleep tonight. The majority of my night will probably be sitting outside thinking. After making the bed, I turned to Monika and gestured towards it. You're free to have the bed. All to myself? Are you sure? Yeah. Bed looks too small for the both of us anyway. Well, aren't you a gentleman, letting the girl have the bed? She gets back to her feet and walks across the room towards the bed. Sitting down, she runs her hand along the blanket. I think both of us could fit. Oh, you cheeky little girl, you. Of course we could, but it would be kind of cramped from what my boy here is saying. Oh, I knew she was gonna do this. Guess you could say I played the situation out to result like this. So, in other words, you played yourself. Good job, boy. Good job. I genuinely didn't want to make Monika feel so uncomfortable by assuming we would sleep in the same bed together so closely. That is what you want. How am I gonna deny that? Sharing a bed with a pretty girl? I'm all for it. I wouldn't care. I slept in a skin-tight sleeping bag. That bed is nothing. Oh, I'm sure, Zach. I'm sure. Only if that pretty girl is me. God damn it, you! She winks at me, internally sending me into a flustering haze. Fucking flirty ka. Well, who else would it be? You seem to be one of the only people who can talk to me normally. Heh. That would be awesome, Cerberus. Monika doesn't respond and just smiles at me. She winks while she puts her hand on my shoulder. I guess I am lucky then. She lifts the blanket from the bed and climbs underneath it. Fighting the urge to walk away, Monika stares up at me and invites me to the bed with her eyes. Finally, giving in to my exhaustion and her invitation, I get in bed. Phone just said 1 Celsius feels like -2 Celsius. Ouch. Yeah, have fun. Have fun, Brad. We did get some more snow today, but it really didn't accumulate much. You can barely tell we got any. When I lie my head on the pillow and face Monika, her emerald eyes look back at me. Her smile, paired with the warmth of her body and the blanket, makes me instantly calmed. I reach over to her and rest both of our forehands together. Her lips inches from mine. We share a kiss. That's my boy. An electrifying feeling that comes from my heart courses through my veins. This feeling. I'm not used to it at all. Spirits of Monika. Feelings for her burn intensely from our kiss. The resolve I have to protect this woman is further reinforced. Like I have a brand new fire inside to see Monika through this. I see, Zach. Ouch. Never pulling our heads away, we look into each other's eyes and continue kissing. Monika lies quietly dreaming beside me while I stare at the ceiling. Well, it sounds like you two had a lovely evening. Mwah! The only sound that can be heard are the crickets outside. Even right now, my mind is calm and quiet. Quite a while since I was able to de-stress like this. Well overdue, too. Given all the shit you've gone through, I'd say hell yeah, you deserve it. Fuck yes. But I suggest I should go ahead and do that walk I had planned. Looking back at the sleeping beauty beside me, I slip out of bed and get dressed. Being as quiet as possible so I don't disturb her. Covertly sneaking out of the cabin, close the door behind me and drop down to the ground. Both of my hands in my pockets, turn to my left and start trailing down a small dirt path. The path leads me down a decline toward the field Monika and I had been earlier. That isn't my destination, neither is the lake. I wanted to take a walk, practice my wording to Miyuki, being that she is more likely to help me than Julia. Even if Miyuki can't help me, I'll find a way around this. I need to have a plan for this. I wish I had that capability, Zach. I am unfortunately not that kind of guy. Well, you're impressing somebody. And I don't doubt that I will have one soon. Ever since I was broken and rebuilt at Oceanside, one of my main priorities for any task or assignment is to have a plan and a backup plan. Although it isn't easy to devise either when you're at a severe disadvantage like this. Oh yes, I have faith in that. But I work best under pressure anyway. For about a solid 10 minutes of pacing back and forth, I finally have my general approach for Miyuki. Pulling out my commissioned phone, I locate Julia's office number and dial it with an extension code that forwards to Miyuki's cell. Moment of truth. Hello? Miyuki, it's Ben. 4219? Why are you calling? I need to ask for your help. I know, strangely, I am calling you and not Julia. Well, yes, it is odd, but I'm listening. Julia and I had a falling out, and I really need help with something that's going on. Ah, so that is why she left. What? Julia came into the office, filled out a leave form, and took a personal vacation from duty. Nice going, Rex. Good job. Damn. Yeah, we hit a lot deeper than even I thought. Good lord. I meant it when I said words hurt, y'all. I meant it. God damn it. I'm more than happy to help you. What do you need? I want you to look up some records for me. I'm not at the office right now. I left a few hours ago. But I can check it out for you in the morning if that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I need you to look up any records under my service tag for the assignment code 86901. Anything specific you want in regards to that? The records will be about an assignment I was contracted with a while back. I was tasked with security for someone who was under company protection. You will read what happened during the assignment, and I have a reason to believe the people involved in that are making a resurgence after me. Wait, do you mean after you? I can explain everything easier in person after you locate the records. I just need to know anything that can help me locate the identity of the attackers. This would be a gross misuse of agency resources. Are you absolutely sure you need this? Yes, Miyuki. It's critical. Julia would provide me them if she was there. Miyuki remains silent. You tell she is deliberating about this. I mean, if we asked about something she would have almost no information about, I would ask questions too. Any reasonable person would. Because, you know, it's something against what you were taught. It's like, wait, what? But my manager has told me, you know, about getting into a full-time position. Being manager isn't just about knowing the rules. It's about knowing when it's okay to break them, too. That feels like the position we're in right now. Yeah, it's understandable, Zach. That's understandable. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Oh, God. I can do that for you. Do you want me to call you when I have something? Yes, please. Alright, I will talk to you when I have the details. You have a good night, 4219. You too, Miyuki. The line goes dead. Right. Now that is done, a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Yep. All we can do now is wait. Now I just have to focus on being prepared for the worst while I hope for the best. That's all we can do. In all honesty, fairly certain that the worst is the most realistic outcome at this point. At least Monika is here. It's safe with me. Needed, Jeff is willing to watch over her too. She is going to be looked after quite carefully until this is over. That puts my mind at ease to some degree. Bring the phone back into my pocket. I turn around and start to walk back towards the cabin. When I approach the door, I quietly open it and skulk inside. As I close it, Monika sits up from the bed and sleepily rubs her eyes. Ben? Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. Ah, yeah. No, you're okay. What were you up to? I went on a walk. I see. Did you like it? It helped. Yeah. That's good. Are you gonna come to bed now? Of course. Monika reaches her hand out and offers it to me. I walk over, accept it, and lie back down. Falling asleep with Monika right next to me gives my soul a calming reassurance to sleep. The last thing I remembered before losing consciousness were her eyes. I think you mean was her eyes. Oh. Are we dreaming? Pulling back the slide on my M9A1, I ensure there is no failure to load malfunction. Slowly and quietly letting it return to place, I take count of how many magazines I have on me. Is this a continuation of one of the earlier dreams we had? So I remember something somewhat like this in one of our other dreams. Next, I check my radio to ensure it's operational. Pressing a small black button on the side, a test beep rings into my earpiece. Check. Finally, I reach to a small black Kevlar satchel attached to my hip. Yeah, then he could be just like John Woo. One of those guys. Unzipping the metallic zipper and grabbing several instruments and pants, I take inventory of my weapon modifications. Everything is here and prepared. Now, I just have to wait for the cue. Keeping my finger off the trigger, I line up on the outside of the brick wall. In front of me is the wooded area I'd been briefed on. My targets are roaming through here. Lightning strikes off in the distance in unison with my watch beeping. Turn the corner of the wall, I crouch, run along the bush line, making sure to stay as close to the brush and the ground as possible. Jumping between tree to tree, I notice the tracks on the ground of my targets. Kneeling to the softened, almost muddy ground, I examine the tracks. 4 individuals, most likely men due to the foot width. All wearing identical treaded boots. They're moving north, along the path. God damn, you're a good tracker, boy. Keeping the sound of the storm as my main cover, keep my pace and path along with the brush. As I follow the tracks, I begin to barely hear audible speaking through the storm. I can't make out what they're saying, but I can tell it's multiple people conversing. Creeping closer and closer, I keep my hands wrapped around my handgun, fingers still off the trigger. Lightning strikes again and allows me to see the group of people I've been tailing. They all wear what looks to be navy blue digital disruptive pattern combat uniforms. All match the ID I was given. Alright, there they are, Ben. Need to distract them somehow. Looking around, I notice a pretty large rock that I'm sure I can throw. Just like Sniper Elite, huh? Holstering my weapon, I grab the rock and throw it above their heads. Smacks another rock next to them. I was looking to look toward it and draw their weapons. Sniper Elite's another series I need to play some more of. Because I started playing the 4th game, but I never finished it. Great! Now that their attention is diverted away, I grab my handgun and dart to the left brush line, allowing me to move around to their backs. Nice! Reminds me of Watch Dogs where you could throw shit. Yeah, one of the main things in Sniper Elite is chucking rocks to distract the idiots. It's pretty fun. The hell! 2 of the men fall to the ground. One drops to his knees and the others turn around, almost doubling over. I don't think they saw me. Good. Peeking barely from the top of the rock, muzzle flash shines in my vision. Fuck! Shit! Kill you, you piece of shit! You think of Far Cry? Yeah, I suppose this would be on brand for Far Cry. I've never played a Far Cry game. Taking a few deep breaths, I roll myself over the rock and continue firing. He drops dead. The other, who had fallen to his knees, looks at me before I put one final bullet into his skull. Ensuring the final 2 are gone, I check their necks for dog tags. Sure enough, as I was informed, they do. Except one. What? Strange. Rolling the corpse over, take a look at the face and instantly feel a shock shoot through my body. Monika? Yeah, we're definitely dreaming. Monika lies on the ground below me, bleeding from the bullet wound in her back. Her eyes glossed over and lifeless. I hold her corpse in my arms. Oh, no! The hell? What the hell? Monika! Throwing myself up from the bed at lightning speed. Can't seem to control my breathing. Yeah, that went from a dream to a nightmare real fast. Heart rate skyrockets. Damns me from anything else. Blurred vision causes my anxiety to only rise as I struggle to look around me. Still panicking. I look around the room, realize I'm in Ashley's cabin. The relief I feel helps slow my heart rate and calm my breathing. But then I remember Monika. The bed is empty. Where is she? Where is she? Getting out of the bed, I look around the room frantically. Quickly walking to the front door, I open it and scan around me. Right before the door, on the wooded porch that is lifted off the ground, Monika sits down and stares up at the sky. Oh, Ben, you're awake. Yeah, I'm awake. It's right here. Thank God. Heart aches from the sudden surge of panic I just put myself through. Now that it's over, I just have to let myself calm down. So, while I look at Monika, perform my breathing exercises. How did you sleep? I slept fine. Lying to both myself and Monika, I encourage myself internally to ignore the nightmare. Yeah, I forget most of this shit anyway. So, if I ever do have some kind of night terror like this, I'm bound to forget it the next day. What about you? How'd you sleep? I slept very well. I wonder why. So, just out here watching the clouds? Yep, I woke up a little early this morning. After doing a few things, I came out here and just decided to look up to the sky. That sounds relaxing. It really is. So, what's the plan for today? I'm waiting on a call from someone. As soon as I get it, I'm gonna get some things from them. Am I gonna be staying here? I wanted to ask you about that. I want you to be safe no matter what, and that would depend on whether I have you go with Jeff for the day or staying here alone. Well, aren't we super far away from the town? Correct. If I went with Jeff right now, I would only be going back into town. I think that would cause more of a concern than if I stay here. Plus, I wouldn't mind a little alone time in a nice place such as this. Alright, then that's what we'll do. But let me get into some new clothes, and then I want us to continue where we left off yesterday. You had a great start with just the basics of self-defense. Today, I'm going to help reinforce that by introducing some more advanced techniques. Oh, I can't help but feel excited about that. Returning to the field with Monika a few hours later, continue to teach her more and more about how to defend herself. Because if anything were to happen, and I'm not around, she'll be expected to fight back. Monika's a tough girl, and I know that she wouldn't let anyone harm her easily. This is just to solidify her resolve and my own. I'll sleep much better at night knowing this. In the middle of my instruction, my commissioned phone starts vibrating in my pocket. Hold on a moment. I raise my hand, signaling for Monika that we're taking a break. I reach into my pocket and grab the phone, flipping it open and answering the call. Hello? 4219. It's me. Miyuki, did you get anything? I have some information, but you would have to come and look for yourself to see if it's useful. Roger. I'll be down there in a few hours. I end the call and send Jeff a text message. Is that your cue to leave? It will be soon. Jeff's already on his way over. I just let him know I'm ready to go as soon as he gets here. So we have a little more time, right? Yeah. Then why don't we take a break and read something? I'd love to. Walking up the steps of the field office and into the air-conditioned main lobby, I avoid the eye contact of the several leaving and arriving business personnel. The main lobby is much larger than you'd expect. The very pristine, polished marble flooring almost invites your presence alone. To the left of the large glass entrance, a bunch of costly furniture sits around a coffee table. To the right are some doors that lead to a more logistical areas of the office. The storage, maintenance, other essential staffing areas are locked behind them. But directly in the center of the lobby, cordoning off the rest of the building is the reception desk. Walking past the left side of the desk and further into the building, I reach a more open room with elevators, stairways, and paths decorated with red carpeting. Walking up to one of the stairwells, I go through several access control checkpoints and reach Julia's office in no time. Ah, yes. Opening the door reveals Miyuki, staring off to the side of Julia's desk, tapping away on a laptop. She looks up for a split second and makes eye contact with me, but returns her attention to the laptop just as fast. Good afternoon, Miyuki. Good afternoon, 4219. What do you have for me? She speaks without removing her attention from her laptop screen, constantly typing away. So, I found a bunch of information that you might find useful. I will leave that for you to determine. Now, there is a lot in there that you aren't technically supposed to see, so none of the information you see here is discussed with anyone but Julia, you, and I. Am I clear? Needs an extra space there. I reach for a folder that is placed near the edge of Julia's desk. Grabbing and lifting it defies my expectations for how light I expected the folder to be. Sitting down on one of the leather couches positioned in front of her desk, I open the folder and start flipping through the information. But when I reach that page, the piece of paper that brings me back to everything, I feel my body instantly run into cold sweats. I purposely turn it onto its back and move on, avoiding the feelings that it invokes. Reaching the incident report filed shortly after the attack by Ashley, I scrub the page for anything useful. Following the report, I start to look at the autopsies for the bodies. Nothing beneficial here. My main goal is to find out any association that these people had with each other. That way I can correlate them into a more generalized group of people that I can investigate. They were clearly organized, but weren't ever able to find out. They were very clearly organized, but we weren't ever able to find out by who. Get rid of and put a comma there, it'll make a lot more sense. I can at least piece things together through the experience I've had. What seems logical to me can determine where to find these people. Then I can initiate a raid on them. Ugh. Sorry, I just really needed some water there. Oh, Jesus. As I explained to Jeff, this is a long shot, but it's the only real one I have. With a scale such as this, there isn't much just one man can do. They aren't limited to only the locale. They can operate internationally. Scarred tissue on my side proves that. They had their eyes set on Izuki. That we know, but we couldn't determine why. In this situation, the vaguer it gets, the worse it is. Yeah, absolutely. We need a clear motive here. Ugh. They could have targeted Izuki because of her popularity, like they could force influence from that alone. But what influence could they want from a teenage girl? The only thing I can think of is ransom, because of how wealthy she and her father were. Well, there is a group of organized crime members that apparently want to kidnap her and use her for ransom. There's also a possibility that due to her father's wealth, there might be a price on her head. Even then, there has to be something more clever here. It would make sense that there was an attack against the Prime Minister's aide. He could be seen as a traditional assassination/kidnapping target. You could get much more money and power from targeting someone like him. Not Izuki. Yeah, this had to be something more personal. Also, welcome back, Blastaway. Rubbing my forehead, I continue reading through the documents. Closing the folder, I am left with little to no useful information at all from this. Just that anyone from this organization that we had taken into custody either refused to speak or found ways to kill themselves. As for their leaders, they disappeared or were killed during the attacks. After what happened, when I came back, Ashley didn't want to pursue the problem any further. So, I never got the chance to find out who was the cause of this. So help me God, if I find out who they are. Random guy, welcome to the stream. How are you tonight? They will suffer. Yuki walks back into the room with an ice-cold bottle of soda. She hands me the bottle and sits down across from me. Thanks. Don't mention it. So, what did you find out? Very little. It's a lot of reflection on what happened just from a paper perspective. Well, why don't you retrace everything from your perspective? Surely you would have had some assumptions or hunches when you were active on the contract. Look at the information from my viewpoint. Excuse me. Questioned Ashley about why I was even contracted to Izuki, and it was because her father had purchased protection for her. And we don't just protect anyone, even if money is offered. So there's more to it than that. I see. The only reason I could think is that Izuki was the target of these people. For some reason, the agency and her father had found it necessary to reach out and assign me. There has to be something else we aren't seeing. Something else we just aren't getting. Tell you what, I'll try to do some more investigative work regarding the receipt. Ugh. You never know. Looking at the reason why we even accepted the contract in the first place, let alone assign a 4-digit to it. Ashley had said it was for efficiency. Does that make any sense to you? Yes and no. I can understand why sending one 4-digit instead of a team of 5 digits is efficient, but not for this type of ordeal. Exactly. And we're back. Okay. That's my Wi-Fi for you. I was just about to say we done been dropped in chat, but we good. We're good, everybody. That would not have ended well. I walk forward. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Monika points to the right. To the rear. March! Turn. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Monika. Platoon. Halt! That does sound fun. That does sound quite fun, Zach. I'll arrange a ride for you. Walking up the dirt trail toward Ashley's cabin. Keep my wits about me so I can sense if anything has happened. The light inside is on, and the sunset doesn't reveal anything suspicious. Keeping quiet while I reach the door, I open it and peer inside. Monika? The empty room instantly starts to send me into alert. Walking completely into the cabin, I knock on the bathroom doors and closet doors. Nothing. I can see the door is open here, so that's different. Damn it. Rushing out of the front door, I quickly pace around to the side of the cabin for footprints. But after paying extra attention to the dirt and grass around the cabin, they remain undisturbed. I knew I shouldn't have left Monika here alone. Who's that? Turn my body around in a circle to try and pinpoint the sound. Hearing it again, a shocking realization hits me. That's Monika. In the direction of the sound, I start to sprint toward her. Fine. Hopefully that stops, otherwise I'm gonna have to get my Ethernet cable. If that happens a third time, I'll unplug it from my PlayStation and put it in my laptop. That's getting annoying. Slowly turning around, I noticed Julia in her usual exercise attire glare back at me. OBS dropped me for a second time. I'm just on Wi-Fi right now, so I'm surprised this kind of thing hasn't happened more during these streams. The hell are you doing here? Julia's been teaching me more about how to defend myself. Has she now? Yes, now would you mind? We're having a little girl time here. Go get lost for a while. She says that and waves me off. Complying, I wave at Monika as I walk back to the cabin. He did say Julia maintains this place. It is indeed quite the shock that Julia shows up out of nowhere, but I can't say I don't like it. Extremely relieved that she is here. Means I can get the chance to apologize, maybe even ask her for help. However, I won't keep my hopes high. She acted callously, even by her standards. And I wouldn't blame her. Told her she was nothing to me. So I wouldn't doubt for a second that she's still hurt. But I'm grateful that she is helping teach Monika stuff to defend herself. I learned how to fight from both Ashley and her. For now, guess I'll just sit back and think until the girls return. Stepping up onto the wooden porch and through the door, I start walking toward the bed before something catches my eye. A small book lies on a counter that leads into the kitchen. What is this? Opening it up and inspecting the first page, it's a special notebook that has writing on a majority of the pages. They are all in elegant handwriting that I haven't seen since Ashley was alive. Each of the pages shows different poems and written works that Ashley must have kept to herself. But on one of the last pages, I feel my stomach drop. Ooh. What's this? Alright. Time to once again dust off my script reading skills. Here we go. As we travel down this winding path with our fingers interlaced, strange noises echo through the trees. The wind gently strokes your face. Wild and shrouded things surround us. But these we do not fear, for we are traveling down this path and staying ever near. My son, one day the path may split. By your side I may not stay. When this time comes, do not be afraid. Hold fast and mind your way. I have seen you brave the darkness and the terrors of the night. Through the darkest of the dark, you have always been my light. Someday, my son, when I am gone, the journey you'll continue. Another soul may wander, too, and spark something within you. Reach out, my son, with your hands. Reach out and travel by their side. Three are stronger than just one, for I will be your guide. I'm making a promise, son. In your mind, hold it ever fast. I wasn't there for you. I wasn't there for your first breath, but I'll be with you until my last. Wow. Wow. Ashley's final words to us. Damn. Kind of poetic that he found this now, of all times. It's crazy. That is crazy, dude. What you think, boy? What you think? I expected as much. This came from Ashley? No, no. Couldn't have. It was never this way. May not have showed it, but sometimes that's how people get their feelings down. It's the only way they can. To do it in writing. She never spoke or acted like this. Unless she purposely hid it from everyone. Licking the tip of my thumb and turning the page, I find one last poem. But it's not in Ashley's handwriting. It's in someone else's. This hand I hold is my strength, my rock when I am weak. It guides me through the darkness and saves me from the shadow of death. This hand I hold is not my own, and it is not one, but two. It is a partnership of mine and his, but it is also a part of you. You took his hand before I did. You led it down the path. You gave this hand its strength and courage, and then gently passed it to me. This hand I will hold forever. I will quell its fear and tend its wounds. And in this task I am not alone, as a mother's love never ends. Wow. That response to the original poem, though. Good lord. Wow. Bravo, woman. Bravo. Reading Monika's writing, I picture how Ashley would respond to it. This was an unspoken bond between Monika and the woman who raised me. Without even telling me, Monika accepted the responsibility that Ashley had hoped one day someone would take. Something within myself has changed. I don't know what. I feel different now. Not knowing what else to do. Shake my head to remove these thoughts. Close the book and place it exactly how it was before, just as Julia and Monika returned from the field. Hey, Ben. Hey, did you get a good workout in? Comment as I watch Monika wipe some sweat from her brow. Yeah, it was tiring, but I enjoyed it. That's good. Both Julia and I make eye contact, but we don't speak to each other. Thank God for Monika saving me from this awkward moment. I'm gonna take a shower and then get some fresh clothes on. Is that okay, Julia? Oh, of course. I will probably do the same when you're done. She smiles, gives me a hug, then departs to the bathroom with a bag she had filled with clothes and other necessities. Good idea. When the door closes, I finally speak to Julia. Before I even consider speaking to you right now, follow me. Julia turns around and walks back out the door. Remaining silent, I follow after her. Julia takes me slightly down the hill. She turns her back to me, speaking cold and emotionless words. I don't know what to say to you right now. Part of me is happy to see you, part of me wants to cry, and part of me so badly wants to throw you up and down this trail. Then I see the girl in there, and those emotions become even more complex. Julia finally turns around to face me, her eyes red, fighting back tears. What you said really shouldn't have hit me that hard, but it did, and I don't even know how to react. I felt crushed, felt betrayed, I felt abandoned. You know that you're the only person I remotely enjoy being around? I used to think of you as someone close to me, not quite like a son or a nephew, not a brother either. And that is strike number 3. Alright. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm getting my Ethernet cable. This is getting ridiculous. Okay. There we go. Ethernet cable's plugged in, so if the Wi-Fi decides to drop, got an additional layer here. Oop. It's connected, but the extender got unplugged removing it, so I'm gonna plug that back in, and that will reconnect on its own while we continue here. So if it drops for a fourth time during that process, then it's getting ready. Said what I said, just as she said. It hurt her. It absolutely did, mate. But I have to make her see that I didn't mean what I said. Julia, you and I both know what type of person I am. I've always had my struggles, my problems inside. What I said to you, that was not me. To the ground, and then back up into her eyes. She continually pour hurt out to wash over me. I've been having a hard time keeping everything inside. I don't doubt it, considering the circumstances. All it did was make things worse. I hurt you. Something I never intended to do. Seeing how much it affected you brings a true regret inside me that I'm not experienced to deal with. Julia, I'm sorry for what I said. You aren't nothing. You mean just as much to me as Ashley did. I'd do anything for you. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to get you to forgive me. Nor do I expect you to. She doesn't respond. Staring me in my eyes, she takes a step toward me, but stops, hesitant. The tension separating us like a brick wall. I would never want to hurt you. Julia raises her hand to stop me from continuing. I don't know what to say to you. A tear falls from her eye. I forgive you, I guess. Julia wipes a tear from her cheek and takes another step forward, wrapping her arms around me. In response, I do the same. When she lets go, she places her hands on my shoulders. Thank you for apologizing. We never speak of this. Understood? Why would I tell anyone? Right there on that boat with you. After Julia and I regain our composure, both physically and emotionally, we look out at the sunset. So, I've heard you've been doing some investigative work on your own. In regards to Izuki, yes. Miyuki left me a page to let me know you dropped by earlier. Did you learn what you needed? I'm left with more questions than answers. Well, since your girlfriend is in the shower, let's talk business then. Good, it's about time. Placing one of my hands on my hip and running the other through my hair, I turn and face Julia. I'm almost positive the people who are going after Monika are the same people who went after Izuki. What makes you positive? Me. What? Before now, Monika has had no issues living in the city. Almost as soon as I came into the picture and I started being around her more and more, she eyes me. All of a sudden, a random shooting happens that was directed at Monika. Then people follow her into her home and attack her. You honestly cannot tell me that she doesn't look like Izuki. Since I was constantly around Izuki for all that time, I'm sure the people who are pulling the strings up top probably got familiar with us as a duo. And now that I've resurfaced onto the world, much later, mind you, with a girl who looks like Izuki, what do you think they would do? It's interesting you see it that way. Well, how do you see it? I wish I could tell you. What? Julia, if there's something you know, then I need to find out. Out of curiosity itself, I did look through some of the files from that assignment. Alright, have a good night, Onyx. Thanks for chilling. Some stuff doesn't make sense, But I am not one to question documents that were filed before my time. What didn't make sense to you? Almost simultaneously, we both say the same thing. Alright, it says the Ethernet is connected now. Excellent. That way, if one drops, I've got the other. So we are golden. It didn't make sense to protect Izuki. You think that as well? At first, I only questioned as much as Ashley would allow. The Ethernet will never fail you. Well, it's not, true Ethernet plugged into a router. It's just my Wi-Fi extender in my room. Cause let me tell you, we have our internet router all the way downstairs in our living room. So we would have to run a cable, from there up through, the living room, up the stairs. It would have to go up the wall from the living room all the way up to where my desk is. And I just don't see that being a necessity while I'm still here, That's that, and getting, a proper PC is more for when I have my own place. You know what I'm saying? One day when I have my own router, and an actual desktop to put on this desk. Anyway. But then I was shipped out and started being around Izuki, and my questions faded. Men are stupid when it comes to love. Hey, you don't gotta tell me what I already know, Julia. Hey, some of us can be pretty smart when it comes, too. If you're insinuating that you've been smart throughout all this, I'd have to argue a few points there. But there is something I need to tell you. What is it? The agency wasn't interested in protecting Izuki. What? What do you mean by that? Records indicated that the agency was more focused on her father. Father? Why would they be focused on him? He's the reason Izuki even got God. More to it than just some criminals that want to kidnap her. Knew there was something off about that. Now you got it. Even though I was not a division chief at the time, and only on the field, I still questioned it. I need to find out more about her father, and I want you to worry about Monika. Stop worrying about Izuki or her father or the past right now. But before I go take my shower, I want to test you. Julia starts to walk into the field. She turns around and readies her fists. You know the drill. Aye, ma'am. I raise mine in response. And with that, Julia and I spar like our normal training sessions. Walking back into the cabin, I, too, wipe sweat from my forehead. Julia enters and immediately goes to a package of water bottles sat next to the door. Yeah, you should have thought about that. Without saying a word, she grabs one and tosses it to me. In about 15 seconds, both the bottles of Julia and I obtained were empty. How much is one bottle? Are they just the 12-ounce bottles, or are they like minis? Alright, well thanks for hanging out, Blastaway. You have a nice night. Monika emerges from the bathroom with a fresh pair of clothes, including a new tank top with a frilly design on the collar. Ooh. I like frilly designs. I think they're really cute. The scent of her body wash comes from the bathroom and makes the cabin smell very pleasant. Sorry I took so long. I peeked out a little after I came in here and you two were gone, so... You think 500 milliliter or 750 milliliter? I don't remember stuff like that off the top of my head. Milliliter to ounce conversions. Oh, sweetheart, don't even fret about that. I had to take this kid out back and teach him some respect. Well, that is what you were doing, then I guess I was the one teaching you. Equals 25 ounces. I see. That a new shirt? Huh? Oh, yeah. I got it a little while back, but I never got the chance to wear it. Do you like it? Yeah, I do. You look great in it. Told you the frills look good. Monika beams and places her hand into mine. I'll be the last person to take a shower. My free hand, I point my thumb to the bathroom, indicating for Julia to get in there. Julia grabs a change of clothes and takes to the bathroom, leaving Monika and I alone in the room together. So, how was spending time with Julia? It was fun. She taught me a lot, and I feel more confident about myself. So, did you learn anything new while you were gone? Actually, now I think I'm a lot closer to some information that will reveal everything. Information? Like what? For your safety, I don't think you need to know that. I can handle it on my own anyway. Listen, I think we need to talk about that. Alright. She guides me to the bed and sits both of us down. I know you want to do all this on your own, but I want to help you. Can't just stand by idly and let my boyfriend fight not only his battles, but mine on top of that. I'm sorry, but I am not just the girl. But I am just not the girl who wants someone to fight her battles for her. This is something that we have to fight through together. You're not a lone wolf anymore. You have someone by your side to help. How did you? Julia told me. Right, I get your point. I just don't want to put you in a position that could result in you being hurt. You around, I don't think that will happen. Fair enough. She wraps her arms around me and gently rests her head on my shoulder. I wrap my arm around her and give her a hug. When we let go of each other, I look into her eyes. I understand, Monika. Let me explain what my main concerns are regarding this. After telling Monika about me questioning Izuki's father and what correlation he had regarding this, she sits in silence, absorbing the information. That certainly is a lot. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. That brings back some memories of Modern Warfare 3, dude. Fucking everyone and their mother ran dual-wield ran akimbo FMG9s in their secondary slot. It was fucking disgusting how good those were. And let me tell you, when I played the shit out of Infected in that game, nothing was a more frustrating matchup than going up against the survivors with dual-wield FMG9s. Holy fuck. Fuck me, dude. But yeah, that would be the perfect gun for this guy, an FMG9. 900 RPM Glock that has reasonable recoil. Uh-huh. You want to talk about a Glock, then maybe we should get him a G18, a Glock 18. You never heard any of this. Okay? Right. So Julia's gonna follow up on that? That's what she told me earlier. Guess I'll wait for any updates then. We both will, but I also have something else planned. What is it? The guy who had invaded your house and attacked you. The guys who had invaded your house and attacked you. They were arrested. Report shows they refuse to talk and are just getting jail time. I see. So we can't do anything about that, then? Oh, I'm going to do something about it. She looks at me, questioning my words. Before I get the chance to speak, the bathroom door opens and Julia walks out. She walks out of the bathroom in very short shorts, a black t-shirt, and ties her hair into a ponytail. Are you seriously wearing that right now? She stops and blankly stares at me. What? Are shorts too much? I think those are adorable. She winks at Monika's compliment. You're wearing one of my shirts. So? What do you mean, so? I need to do a load of laundry and I don't have any clean shirts left right now. Plus, your clothes are always so comfortable. How you manage to fit into it is beyond me. Hey, are you saying I'm fat? No, you brunette bimbo. Those shirts are already tight-fitting on me, and now you go and squeeze your knockers into them. Her face blushes and she looks away, slightly covering her chest. I don't know if that was a backward compliment or if you were making a genuine point. Let's just say yes and move on. A little bit of both. Well, too bad. I have nothing else to wear. You're fine, Jules. Just don't ruin the shirt because it's a nice one. If I ruin it somehow, I'll buy you a new one. Deal. Sorry for laughing. Julia, you look really nice in that. Thank you. Now, if no one has any oppositions, I am going to take my shower now. You girls have fun. After an invigorating shower, I get dressed in clean clothes. Drying my hair off with the towel, I looked at myself in the mirror. God, I look so tired. Which is weird, because I don't feel tired at all. But the idea of lying down in bed with Monika calls to me. Maybe I should get some sleep. Julia's here with us. If someone were to try something, we'd be more than prepared. So I reach for the bathroom doorknob. I freeze when I hear my name mentioned in the other room. I worry about him. You're not the only one. Even I can tell he's extremely stressed about this. Not to mention it brings back some painful memories for him. Yeah, that's right. He told me he protected this girl. Izuki was her name, right? She and I looked similar, and then all of this stuff started. He thinks it's because of that coincidence. But he never told me what happened to this girl, and to be honest, it kind of makes me worry. Worry? How so? Well, because he seemed pretty close with her. I can only imagine what happened and why he ended up with us here today. And the things that come to mind are not so good. I can tell you one thing. What is it? Ben didn't want to leave. He had unfinished business with that whole ordeal. Unfinished business? Mm-hmm. This reignited the fire that was within him at the time. It's one thing about Ben that I've come to know well. It's that he is vengeful. But he's only vengeful under specific parameters. There is pause in the conversation, as if Monika silently responds to Julia with a facial expression. Vengeful as in protective. He cares about someone, and that person is hurt. Ben takes it upon himself to deliver justice. It's something that Ashley and I noticed about him since he was younger. We've been taking measures to prevent that. I see. Judging from how he grew up, I don't think I can blame him for that. I can't either. When he finds people he cares for, he holds on tight. Yeah, he hasn't had too many people in his life like that, so it makes sense that he would be like that. It makes sense. Because that list is pretty exclusive. That's what I just said, Julia. I'm glad to be on that list. I'm glad you're around, to be honest. He needs someone to watch out for him when I'm not around. It's strange to hear that he would need someone like that. Right? That stone-cold bastard in there says he doesn't need it. But that's just him being stubborn. Which, in hindsight, Ashley and I may have taught him that, unfortunately. Well, no matter what, Julia... Yep, will do, Zach. You have a nice night. I'm gonna be here for him. I should tune out of this conversation now. It's probably a good idea. Silently thinking about what I overheard leaves me quiet and somewhat closed. Part of me instantly dislikes what I heard. Becoming too weak. My emotions are taking over and I'm losing focus. This has to change. My job is to protect. Can't allow myself to lose everything over how I feel. Taking a deep breath in, I open the bathroom door. The darkness of the night creeps further and further across the land. Monika sleeps soundly next to me, and Julia across from us in a hammock. I always wondered how that hammock felt. Is it comfortable? Julia doesn't seem to mind either way. She quietly snores away her worries and her consciousness. I, however, lay completely still and silent, staring up at the ceiling for an amount of time I can't even fathom anymore. I know I should sleep, but I can't find the comfort to let myself relax enough to slip into rest. It's too late for me to get up and do anything. Plus, it doesn't help that Monika has her arm wrapped around me, so moving isn't an option. A few minutes, decide the best thing to do is just get some sleep. Oh, are we having flashbacks to that? Hello? Izuki. My head lies against the ceiling of the car while the rest of my body is pinned over the back seat. The seat in front of me convexes to an angle where I can't see past it. I know my eyes are open, but all I can see is black. Grunting while I move my legs from the back window of the vehicle, they fall and slam against the ceiling, which is now the floor. Oh, this must be after the crash. The car was hit and it tumbled down the road. The world slowly begins to phase into my vision. I look around the dark car for Izuki or her father. Her father's still strapped to his seatbelt, hanging from it, his hands barely touching the ground. Sir! Sir! I shake his shoulders to see if he's conscious. Ben? Don't worry, sir. Give me a minute and I'll cut you down. No. He weakly reaches out to me and grabs my wrist. They took her. Please, just forget about me. Please get my daughter back. Who took her? Where? His father looks outside the window and weakly points. Hang tight. I'll get her back, okay? Please save Izuki. Please! Barely see anything from here. I look out his window and see a group of people, dressed completely in black, dragging Izuki across the asphalt road. She kicks and thrashes around in desperation. Side stings and draws my attention away. Looking down, I find a moderately sized piece of glass wedged in my left hip. Ooh! That's a big oof, imprudence. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Ouch. Yeah, that's not the kind of thing you can just easily get back. Man, that sucks. Can you ask for an extension? I have time for this. Wrapping my hand around the glass, I slowly and carefully remove the object from my body. God damn it! My obstruction gone. I continue to crawl out of Izuki's window and into the street. Placing both my hands firmly against the rough ground, I push myself up to my feet. VCE, no leniency. Oof. Damn. Well, I guess all I can really tell you is to just do the best that you can, mate. Given the circumstances. I'm so sorry you're in such a position, mate. That's tough. Well, should probably get back to it then. Stream will be here if you want to, catch up on it after you're done, but I would say just focus on that for now, mates. Immediately grabbing the handgun from my jacket. I switch to safety off and aim at Izuki's aggressors. 4 people are surrounding Izuki. Oh, now I know why he had that nightmare the other night. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. They're all dressed in black, even wearing face covers to mask their identities. People are gonna pay for this. Focusing my vision on the front and back posts to my handgun. I align my shot with the person dragging Izuki. All 3 rounds strike my enemy in the upper chest, near the coronary artery. He recoils back, clutching his chest. Darting back to the car, I sweep around to the opposite side and ready my weapon. Next, I target the person on the left of Izuki, who has raised their own weapon and is looking around for me. The other 2 grab both of Izuki's legs and drag her forcibly away. Be fast with this, damn it! Barely peeking around the overturned hood of the car, I fire 3 more rounds into my target. 2 aimed at the upper chest, and the last at his head. Wrong peak. You need another E. The person yells in pain and drops forward to the ground. The sound of their body against the ground sounds as if you dribbled a basketball on a wet wooden floor. Rounds strike the car next to me, and in response, I take cover and perform my breathing exercises. Help me! Get off me! These desperate pleas for help make me jump inside, almost ready to climb over this destroyed vehicle and charge at full speed. But that's completely stupid. I have to think rationally. Ben! Suzuki, just want a few more seconds. Please! Closing my eyes, continue to breathe and think of how to approach this. In the middle of the road, I can't just dart from cover to cover. I can't keep using this SUV as cover either. Izuki's father and the driver are still in here. I can't risk their lives as well. Ben, more rounds hit the side of the SUV. The driver door swings open slowly. Agent, use the door. The driver looks up at me, bleeding profusely from his neck. Damn! Don't move. Keep pressure on that wound. I'll get us out of here. I'm gonna make it. I feel so dizzy. Damn it! Just hang on. Use the door. Examining the door from the outside. It looks only a little scraped. But the insides show that it's barely connected to the hinge at this point. I think that's what he meant. Use it as a makeshift riot shield. I grab onto the interior handle of the door and firmly kick the inside. Just like that, the door cracks off the car. Getting used to the weight of it, I prop it against the car and kneel toward the driver. Here, this will help with the pain. Reach into a small and concealed coat pocket and grab a syringe. This morphine should help calm him down and make his final moments more comfortable. Ugh, excuse me. Taking the cap off the hypodermic needle, I press it into a point on his arm and inject the morphine. His breathing quickly slows and his head cocks to the side. Thanks. Patting him on the wrist, I grab the door and stand back up. Someone please help me! You've waited long enough, Izuki. I'm on my way. Keeping the door aligned with my left forearm, I use it as a shield and I reveal myself from the car. Charging as fast as I can toward my opponents, I keep the car door placed in front of me to block gunfire. Peeking up from what used to be the window, both my enemies struggle to decide what to do. The one to my left decides to flank far. The one on my right continues to drag Izuki. Damn it, they're gonna have me at an open angle. Stopping my charge, I immediately back up and get some distance from my flanking enemy. This closes the angle they have and allows me to remain at an advantage. Sidestepping along the sidewalk, I raise my weapon to the window and fire some blank shots in the direction of my flanking enemy. Just as I predicted, they stop and revert their path. Izuki manages to kick her aggressor off her and tries to back crawl away. This gives me my opportunity to move in again. Sprinting and stretching my legs as far as they can go, I close the distance between me and Izuki in a matter of seconds. slamming the door into the agent. They fly back onto the ground. I quickly take aim and fire a round into their head. While Azuki looks up at me, I shield both of us from the final remaining aggressor. He stares at me from his face. He stares at me from his face cover and drops his firearm to the ground. Next, he pulls out a knife and waves me over. He wants me to fight him up close. Resting the shield on the ground, I check my magazine for any remaining rounds. 3 rounds. I could shoot and kill this enemy, wasting the final rounds, or I could save them in case I absolutely need them. It would take too long for me to reload mid-combat. Even right now, reloading would give him enough opportunity to pick his weapon back up and return fire. With Izuki so close to me, I can't risk her getting hit in the crossfire. I give my handgun to Izuki and pull out a tactical knife of my own from my jacket. Izuki, I need you to stay behind this door in case anyone else shows up with a gun. You'll at least see me first and give you an added chance to remain hidden. What are you... Don't worry about me. Use this if you have to. I'll place the gun firmly in Izuki's hands and grip her hands around it. Standing back up, I walk toward my enemy and prepare my stance. Why are you doing this? He doesn't respond and just stares back at me. Not much of a talker, eh? Then I'll let you in on a little something. You're in over your head. You made a huge mistake that I promise you will never live down. If you live, that is. Watashi wa ana no aido no jungo no junbi ga dekitemasu. If anybody wants to translate that, feel free. I probably just butchered that. I'm ready for you, Agent. Ah, okay. Never mind then. As am I. He swings the knife toward my neck. I bend backward and dodge it, throwing my left foot into his ribcage. He grabs onto my leg and tries to lift, but I simultaneously put all of my weight onto my leg and jump, pulling myself close enough to him to knee him in the stomach. He grunts and lets go, continues a flurry of knife swings. No apostrophe needed there. Narrowly dodging each one, I decide to go on the offensive. I duck and pivot myself around his final swing, grabbing his arm and darting my knife for his neck. He catches my arm and tries to kick at my legs in an attempt to stumble me. Loosening the grip from both hands, I slip between our grip and pick the man up from his midsection. I create momentum, but swinging the man's body up onto my shoulders. Just using the same momentum, I slam him onto the ground. The back of his head crashes against the curb with a very muffled thud, remaining motionless. Turning around toward Izuki, she peeks up from the car door and runs over to me. Are you okay? Fine. What about you? I don't feel very good. She clutches her stomach and seems weak to stand up. Let me see. I remove her hand from her stomach and pull her shirt up. A jagged piece of glass is lodged inside of Izuki's stomach. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Too big for me to remove without further damage, but not small enough that she could continue to bleed at an alarming rate. Jesus. Izuki, go sit down to the car on the sidewalk. Police should be here any minute because of the gunfire. They can get you an ambulance. Are you sure? Yes, sweetheart. Please. I wrap Izuki's arm around my shoulder and carefully walk her to a safe spot on the sidewalk. Quickly returning to the car, I try to open the passenger side door to her father, but it doesn't budge. Damn it! Grab onto the handle and place one of my feet next to the door on the car's body. Using as much strength as I can muster, I pry the busted door open little by little. When it's open a good amount, I sit on the ground with my back against the body of the car and use my feet to push the door. It eventually releases and neutrally swings open. Peering into the vehicle, Izuki's father weakly stares back at me. Izuki okay? Is my daughter okay? She's gonna be alright, sir. Let's get you out of here, okay? I try to press the button on my coat to start the radio, but nothing happens. Damn it. The crash must have broken it. Pressing the knife against the seatbelt, I cut Izuki's father down and carefully pull him out of the car. When I go across the car to the driver, I feel an area of his neck untouched by blood. He didn't make it. Putting him down and removing his remains from the car, I heard the sound of sirens in the distance. As the red and blue lights started to illuminate the street, I sheathed my knife and recovered my handgun from Mizuki. The last man I had fought had disappeared. Looking down at my hands, I discovered they are concerningly cut in several places. Blood covers them so much that you can't even tell what skin tone is underneath. Damn! Did he get sliced or what? The pain never registers to me. I can feel the wounds rub against each other, causing more crimson life to leak, but no pain. I don't understand what this feeling is inside. What is happening to me? Providing a detailed explanation of what happened to an officer, I watched paramedics load Izuki into an ambulance, her father accompanying her. Ashley arrives on the scene and forces me to stay behind. While I don't pay attention to anyone around me says or does, I keep my eyes on Izuki. She reaches out as if to call out to me, but the ambulance door closes before anything comes out. And it was right there that I finally understood the feeling inside of me. This hatred. Pure, unadulterated hatred. People who did this are going to pay. I don't care if I have to hunt them down myself. I'll follow every last person on this goddamn planet if I have to. When I find out who they are, none of them will be safe. They will all wish this never happened. The world will feel my impact. Ben! Ashley waves her hand in front of my face, startling me out of my thoughts. Oh. What do you want? Are you okay? I've asked you like 4 times already. No, I'm not. I want you to find out who orchestrated this. They are going to suffer deeply for what happened tonight. Don't worry about that right now. You have more important concerns. Nothing could be more important than this. Look at you! You're injured, and yet you still want to keep fighting. I raise my hands and look down at them for a quick second. This? I don't feel it. Ashley winces as I open my palms. Ashley, I don't care what you want at this point. I want you to find out who these people are. And then what? Let you loose? I'm sick of guarding, especially after this. These people are getting away, and you won't let me go after them. Ben, you're too much of a danger to let loose after this. Is that a fact? Justify that outrageous notion to me. Just take my word for it. Right now, I need you to get those wounds treated and prepare for our next move. No. What's gotten into you? I don't care how you view this situation, Ashley. I nearly lost Izuki tonight. Something that I don't think I could bear. Seeing her hurt and being loaded into that ambulance made me see things different. Listen to me. You just want revenge for the attack. You're not thinking... Shut up! She slaps the side of my face and stares at me with furious eyes. I don't know what has gotten into you. Maybe it's a bloodlust for vengeance. Maybe it's because you have feelings for that girl. Maybe it's because you don't know how to act in this circumstance. I will not have you disrespect me like this. Raised you better than that. I just want what is best for you. Now listen to me and get your ass to the paramedics so they can tend to you. Gripping both of my bloody and cut hands into fists, I silently comply with her request. Jesus, kid. Ben walks away from me and heads to the paramedics like I told him to. Normally, anyone could say he acted the way he did because of the attack. He's been through numerous assignments and fights for his short tenure. However, this changed him somehow. I think I know what it is, too. Reaching into my pocket, I grab my cell phone and call Julia. Ugh, excuse me. Hey Ash, what's up? I need to talk to you. What's going on? Do you need me? An attack happened tonight. Ben was caught right in the middle of it. My God, is he okay? I don't know, to be completely honest with you. What do you mean? He's only hurt in a couple of places, but claims he doesn't feel any of it. But there's more. The driver in their vehicle was killed. Izuki was wounded in a car accident and nearly taken by the group, and Izuki's father was pretty stunned too. But he kept demanding that I let him loose to find and take these people down. Wait, you don't mean... I saw the same look in his eyes he had that day. God, so we were right. Yeah. I'm gonna keep a close eye on him to make sure he doesn't go out of bounds we set for him. Out of the boundaries we set for him. Well, the girl is hurt, and I don't think we have much control anymore. Bullshit, Julia. Like hell I'm gonna give Ben up to that. Ugh. If anyone can control him best, it's you. I'll call you later tonight. Answer my call when I do. You think I'm staying up? You got yourself mixed up if you do. So help me God, I will run you up the mill if you don't. Fine. But you're sending me money for my coffee in the morning. Sure, whatever. Talk to you later, Ash. Talk to you later, Julia. Pressing the end call button, I watched the paramedics decide what to do with Ben. Moving through the concrete sidewalk that takes me around the side of the field office, I see my destination before me. A large institutionalized building the office uses to detain and hold personnel. More of a pseudo-prison than anything else. Julia and I just departed from her office. She got me the connections needed to obtain the detained people from the other night. I still get angry thinking about it. These people followed Monika to her house and then attempted to attack her while she was in it. I hadn't felt odd earlier in the day. I don't think I could have caught on. Just glad I was able to get there in time. But on this day, I am going to force them to talk. No one is going to stop me. Reaching the building, the entrance has an access control panel installed on the left of the wall. I swipe a keycard given to me by Julia and open the now unlocked door. Here we go. Walking into the room, I see one of my targets handcuffed and restrained to a chair. I look to a mirror on the other side of the room and wink at it. Rolling up my dress shirt sleeve, I blouse them a little above my elbows. Loosening my tie, I undo my collar just a bit to let myself breathe more comfortably. You mind telling me what the hell's going on here? Why is a kid questioning me? What kind of police department is this? You don't remember me? Why would I remember you? Oh, I think that a grown man who had his ass handed to him by a kid would remember that. You're that kid? Oh, well, this is just great. Give me your badge number. I will have your job for this. You want my badge number? I place my face inches from his. It's 4219. Slam my right fist into the side of his head as hard as I can. His eyes bulge and nearly topples the chair over. I grab his shirt and sit him upright. Son of a bitch! Dare you do this to me? I want your supervisor. Your supervisor's boss. You're going to be in this seat for what you've done. Hey, let me tell you something, old man. I am not an officer. What? How'd you get in here? I have some questions for you. If you answer them for me, I'll leave, and you can go back to your cozy little cell in the precinct. Me? Submit to you? You're out of your mind, kid. I don't need to tell you anything to anyone who isn't no cop, man. I grab hold of his head and force him to face me. Why were you going after the girl? I'm not saying anything. So go fuck yourself. I walk over to one of the corners of the room where a bucket lies. Grabbing the bucket, I retrieve a towel and place it over my shoulder. Next, I grab a container of gasoline from the bucket and a small metal rod. What are you doing? Me? Nothing. Just preparing stuff for a game. Game? What do you mean by a game? You'll see. Opening up the container of gasoline, I grab the towel and place it over the man's head. What are you doing? Stop! Oh, don't act like you don't deserve this. I grab the metal rod. After lifting the towel, I shove it into his mouth to force it open. You'll see what I'm doing soon enough. Draping the towel back over the man's head, I grab a large bottle of water stashed behind the bucket and uncap it. Letting the plastic cap of the bottle fall to the floor, the echo of it makes the man start to struggle in his restraints. Gripping his head in one hand, I force him still and slowly pour water onto his face. Man, I did not think we'd be seeing this in this mod. Holy shit. Fucking ruthless, dude. What the hell? That is crazy. As the water seeps into the towel and begins to cover his head, he struggles to breathe and begins screaming. Keeping my eyes on to the man's covered head, I watch him struggle to breathe through that damp towel. The great thing about this method of interrogation is that he won't die. He will still be able to breathe, but he will constantly have the sensation that he's drowning. After about 30 seconds of him struggling to breathe, I remove the towel from his face. Are you ready to answer my questions now? He lowers his head and looks down into his lap. The bar in his mouth is still forcing his mouth open. As he gasps for air, I grab him and force him to look at me. Are you gonna make me repeat myself? He gives a death glare and tries to headbutt me, but misses terribly. Alright then. You seem thirsty. Let's give you a little more water. He starts to yell out again as I put the towel over his face. Sloshing the rest of the water in the bottle around, I slowly pour it over the towel. To deal with the act I am committing, I tune his screams out and mentally take myself to another place. I can't be weak right now. I can't give up what I'm doing until I learn what I need to. Not let my emotions control me. This needs to be done. The last drop of water leaves the bottle. I squeeze the bottle in my hand, destroying it and dropping it to the ground. We'll keep this up all night if I have to. In fact, I even have a surprise to make this game more fun. Picking up the pretty heavy-weighted container of gasoline, I lift the towel and reveal it to the man. You know what this is? It's gasoline. Sloshing it around, his eyes widen. Fear is starting to really settle in now. He doesn't want to play this game any longer. All he has to do is give me what I want. Otherwise, I'm leaving this room in a few hours, permeating of gas like a mechanic. Now, are you gonna tell me why you went after that girl the other night? He weakly and slowly nods. Setting the container down, I grab the towel and slide it further back and remove the metal bar from his mouth. Kneeling to eye level with him, I wait for his answer. Monster! How could you subject someone to these conditions? Was that the answer to my question? Fine. Let's ask to follow and kidnap the girl. Asked? Who asked you to do that? I don't know who. You're lying. No, I'm not. Not doing this with you. Grab the towel and cover his face with it again. No, don't do it again, please! Standing back up, I grab the container of gasoline and start to pour a small amount over the towel. Not enough to fully asphyxiate him, but enough to make his eyes, nose, and throat burn. Burn! I can do this all day. Tapping the side of the red container, I look at the mirror. I have an endless supply of water and gasoline to keep the fun going. For about 10 minutes of letting the gasoline do its work, he remains uncooperative and answering any more questions. Fine. I will grab some more water. You seem a little thirsty. What? No, please! Who asked you to hunt down and attack a teenage girl? Without hesitation, I open another bottle of water and start pouring it. Okay. I'll tell you. Please get this off me. I can't breathe. Everything hurts. taking the towel off his head. I kneel and look him in the eyes, which are bloodshot. I know, right? It's fucking crazy, Brad. This will end as soon as you start talking. I was approached by a man in a suit. Ah, shit. Don't bring the G-Man into this. He said if I did what he asked me, he would make me a rich man. It didn't seem like a bad proposition. He said, locate the girl, and handed me a picture of her. What else? You operated in a group, so you weren't the only one this guy approached. The others were in the same boat as me. We were asked to locate the girl and take her. Where? I don't know, man. You know, for a moment there, I thought you were going to be cooperative. I was looking forward to getting out of this room and into a proper shower. Now I guess I need to get... No! Fine! Damn it! I want us to take the girl to the docks southeast of the city. The docks? Did he tell you why? No. He told us not to ask questions, just do as we were told. One of the guys with us asked why we were targeting a teenage girl. Man told him he was only going to get half, just for asking. So, I kept my mouth shut, did as I was told. Interesting. So this man, did you learn his name? He only said to call him John Doe. That's useful. What else can you tell me about this man? Not much. He had a powerful demeanor. It's kind of hard to be around him for more than a few minutes. Did he mention anything else besides the girl at all? No. Just to get her and bring her to the docks. Does he know you failed? I have no idea. He could have had someone follow us. Seems like something he would do. Other than that, I don't have a clue. Did he give you any means of contacting him? That I can remember. I remember questioning that part myself. I didn't know where in the docks to bring the girl, or how to let him know we were there. That means he had other means of figuring out if you were there. What did he look like? Did he have any tattoos? Any distinguishing features? None. He looked just like a normal person, besides the creepy feeling he gave off. White, kind of tall, black hair, I think brown eyes. Honestly can't remember. Why does this sound so familiar? Please, let me go now. We're not finished. Did he have an accent? Kind of. He spoke very good English, but I could tell that there was an accent there somewhere. I don't know what it is, though. Do you have any other details about him? No. We interacted that once. I was blinded by the potential money I could have got. Well, you made a huge mistake doing that. Whatever. Just let me go like you promised. Promised? I don't recall promising that. What? You said that if I answered your questions, you'd let me go. Nowhere in there did I promise I was going to do that. Well, I need to verify everything you've told me. If they're true, I'll see what I can do. Man practically growls at me. However, if what you told me happens to be false, and you lied at all during this, I will be visiting you every day. You know, payment for wasting my time. Whatever. I told you everything you asked for. I will verify that all myself. Wipe my hands off on his pants and get the excess gasoline off. Just standing up and approaching the door, I turn around and raise my index finger. How much did he offer you? What? I don't remember. Oh? You can't remember the amount of money that this strange man in a suit offered you in return for kidnapping a teenage girl who's still in high school. And after taking her, you were to bring her to the city docks. Something doesn't add up there. You have He offered between all of us a divided percentage from 3 million. 3 million. Thank you. Before I go, is there anything else you're hiding from me? Because if you are, I will find it. No. That's all. Thank you. Without hearing another one of his words, I open the door and exit the room. Walking into Julia's office, I take a seat on one of the couches and lean back. Well, that was very useful. That's some important details there. It gives us a lead. Gives us a starting point. That's good. So we're in need. Yeah. That was very much extreme. She sits at her desk, looking through the notes gathered during the interrogation. She eyes me for a brief second before returning her attention to the papers laid before her. So, what do you got? Well, the general explanation checks out. Our only issue is going this mystery man up. Our only issue is going to be this mystery man that approached him. He wanted Monika brought to the docks, but he never specified where. The hard part about that is the Maritime District is very large. Searching it completely would be too obvious, and scouting it out would waste time. And we don't even know if this guy's aware we captured his cronies. I would imagine that he's very well aware of what happened by now. Ugh, excuse me. That is true. While I was in there, I was thinking about that. After approaching them, he disappeared and didn't provide any contact information. Smart on his end. No way of tying him to the act other than anecdotal information we got from a detainee. I nod my head and continue to silently think. I can only assume that Monika was going to be brought to the dock so she could be smuggled off land. The thing about that is, as Julia said, is that the Maritime District is huge. We'd be making ourselves too conspicuous by searching around. Unless we can find some way to identify this man and locate him, we're out of luck. Look out the window behind Julia and into the sky. Before long, Julia's eyes widen. Wait a second. I think I might have something. What is it? Turning to look at her, she starts to type away on her laptop. So, our little detained friend mentioned that the amount offered was 3 million. Correct. Why? There has to be some trail leading to the appropriation of that sum of money. Funds must have been prepared before the meeting with anyone. Smart, Julia. Smart. You want to get to the truth of any situation? Follow the money. That is the one constant in this society. You want to get to the truth of anything? Follow the money. Where is this set again? I do not recall. If we can find any transactions in the last 2 weeks around that amount, we can narrow down banks, branches, locations, and finally, camera footage. The hard part is locating the bank that was used for the transaction. And judging since the plan was to most likely smuggle Monika out of port, it could be an international bank rather than local. That's just great. Leaning my head back to rest on the couch, I shrug and slap my hands against my lap. It's more time devoted to locating information. It's not that we're not entirely sure will lead us anywhere. I want you to focus on protecting Monika. Plus, it isn't just you and I working on this. Miyuki is going to be helping too. And if you can't recall, Miyuki has experience in international operations. She was an East Branch agent at one point. You managed to snag her away from them. She opted to transfer her to a more stable environment. I'll also assign a small task force to scout out different areas of the docks for anyone matching the description we have. It's not something we can fully rely on right now, but if they happen to come across anything, it would prove useful. Good idea. Give me the number for the agent that will lead the squad. Why? Communication. That's all. I'm hesitant to provide that, but not enough to fully decline. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Can't afford stupid right now. Shoot Julia a glare and start to stand up. Where are you going? Nowhere important. Call me when you're ready to go. All right, then. Walking through the grass, I look up through the branches of overhead trees. The moon provides a faint blue light across the land. However, when I return my gaze to what is in front of me, my phone vibrates. Flipping it open, I respond to the call. Hello. Hello, sir. This is Agent Foster. What do you got? Sir, we think we may have a positive ID on the target. Where are you? 57th and Boardwalk. Eastern Maritime District. Be there in 5 minutes. What? Keep surveying and let me know if you find out anything else. Aye, aye, sir. Removing the handset from my ear, I pressed end and walked down the hill I was sitting. When I reach a concrete divider separating a small land division from the road, I hop it and start down the sidewalk. Double check my apparel to make sure I remain inconspicuous and not as easily recognizable. I sport a black baseball cap, white shirt, dark blue jeans, some Nike sneakers. Definitely not an outfit I would wear on my own, but it'll work for tonight. Approaching a dimly lit crosswalk, I notice the agent who just called for me. He sits at a bus stop next to the staircase leading down to a boardwalk. For crossing the street, I sit next to the agent at the bus stop. He's dressed in a gray tank top, black baggy jeans, and bright red shoes, presumably an expensive brand. I lean back and stretch my arms across the bench. What do you got? So, based on the specifics provided in our briefing, I've tailed a man matching your description. His behavior was hard to discern. He was dropped off by a red sedan and walked straight down these stairs into the building on the far left. I see. Did he notice you? If he did, he definitely had me fooled. Turning my head to the side, I glance at a car driving past. Who else is here with you? Connors and Ruham. Where are they? North and west sides. Nothing from them so far? No one matching your description, sir. Alright, you're on me. Aye, aye, sir. Lifting myself from the bench, take a quick stretch and start down the stairs. Let's hit the buildings on the far left, eh? Reaching a bend, I follow a path to the left until I am met with a rather large gray building. Definitely used for some sort of supply and storage. Bordering the building is a chain-link fence that stands about 10 feet high. Various no trespassing signs are bolted to the fence posts. Ignoring them, I walk past the gate entrance and into the property. Keeping as nonchalant as possible in case I'm found, I walk casually around the front of the building. The dark structure has all signs or lettering removed, leaving only a sun-bleached imprint behind on the wall. Even though there's no advertisement on the walls itself, it's surprisingly well maintained. There isn't any trash on the ground, the fence isn't damaged, the door to the building looks surprisingly new. Walk along the side of the building, checking my corners for cameras. The agent behind me taps on my shoulder. When I look back, he points up. Could do with a comma right there. His camera aiming toward the edge of the dock. Did you see the man enter the building? From my view, I saw him walk down this side of the building toward the back. I assume that's why the camera is there. Interesting. Should we try the front door? No. A building like this was obviously at one point business operated. I would assume right now, considering after hours, since there's no foot traffic to and from the building. And we know that above us is a security system of some sort. If we try the front door, it could trip an alarm and jeopardize everything. Not to mention, there are probably cameras inside. You don't need that apostrophe there. That's just completely unnecessary. I see. So in that case, we should probably locate a way to temporarily disable the security system. How do you propose we do that? If I recall correctly, there should be both an internal and external security box installed. One out here to supply power to the outside cameras, and another on the inside for the same purpose. These boxes can usually be located near more where the outside utilities are kept. So, you need to find the external box and use it to turn off the cameras outside. However, that is going to cause some sort of alarm to anyone watching the cameras. Not unless we can set up a camera loop, which we can't because the loop has to attach to the camera. So we are going to need to get that camera. The looks up to the roof. I think you meant he looks up to the roof. That seems like an autocorrect derp. Of course. Never as simple, is it? I can at least get a decent picture of the guy, show it to my source to determine if he's our guy. If he is, sir, then there won't be anything stopping me from taking him. Aye, sir. I could get the picture for you. How? Give me a boost up to that pipe right there. Climb up and go in from the roof. My architectural education is still competent. This place was designed with warehouse in mind. The roof will have access to the management office, which, if I'm quick enough, I'll try to see if I can locate him. Quiet enough. Sorry, I read that wrong. If he's inside, which I think he is, snap the picture. Sounds good enough to me. He takes several steps back to get distance from me. Prepare my stance and cup my hands near my knee. Ready? Mm-hmm. I nod and he runs towards me. He jumps and plants his right foot in my hands. Pushing up with my knees and then with my arms, I throw him up as high as I can. He catches onto the pipe and starts to climb up to the roof. Damn, he moves fast. Crouching down and staying in the shadows, I maintain my patience and wait. For a few minutes, I receive a picture message. In the middle of a dark room, it's a group of people talking. One of them in a black suit with a red tie, short black hair, and a very ominous face, as described. Perfect. Saving the picture, I send it to Miyuki and Julia and wait for their response. The agent looks down at me and begins to climb down. When he drops to the dirt, he looks at me and dusts himself off. Good enough. Very well done. Let's leave and wait for our response. Aye, sir. Taking the baseball cap off my head, I walk over to a silver SUV parked on the side of the road and get into the back. The other three agents await me. Rummaging through a black Kevlar duffel bag, I grab a change of clothes. Gear up. We're gonna get ready to move. Aye, sir. Following an infrared marker that points into the sky, we finally get everything we need to bring this man in. He's visited a corner store a little while back, determined he lives in a hotel just on the east side of town. That is where he's going right now. Must have followed this guy for several hours, just in this car alone, tracking his every movement. When Julia confirmed the image with the detainee, we decided it was our time to strike. We're just waiting for him to reach a checkpoint we've set. It's almost at the hotel, sir. I have the bag prepared. I have the gag ready. Good. Let's do it. Ruham speeds up the car and veers into a road, leading us to the hotel. As we drive up to it, we spot the man in the suit heading for the front entrance. We stop the car behind him, and get out and rush him. Startled, he looks back at us, giving Foster the ability to apply the gag and Connors to wrap a potato sack around his head. They just quickly grab him, and drag him into the car before anyone can notice or stop us. After he's loaded into the vehicle, we get inside, and Ruham speeds away. Foster, Connors, and Ruham all have giant smiles on their faces. I, however, only have my trademark scowl. We have this man now, but this isn't over in the slightest. Foster and I secure the man's hands and legs with zip ties and keep him still until we arrive at the field office. This'll be good. Meanwhile... splashing some warm water in my face. Quickly dry off with a towel. We're doing a quick beauty check to make sure everything looks alright. I walk back out into the living room. Kind of ominous when no one else is here with me, but I can endure it. Yeah, I can imagine you're used to that kind of thing. I'm sorry I can't be there with you. But Ben and Julia said they were going to do some important stuff today and that Jeff would come by to check on me soon. Oh yeah, that is something I have learned at work too, my friend. Zip ties are fucking strong. I appreciate everyone caring about me to such a degree, but I would rather just be with Ben. Lately, he's been different. Like how he was when I first met him. Very abrasive, closed off, and cold. I know it isn't anything with me. It has to be everything that's going on. I've never known Ben to stress about anything before. At least until now. He can barely sleep at night. He tosses and turns. Sometimes he talks in his sleep. Just lies in bed awake for hours. He wakes up in the morning, commenting that he slept fine. I obviously know he didn't, though. It hurts my feelings a little that he doesn't tell me when he's stressed or scared. But since I've been around Julia a lot lately, I've been learning more about him. Especially that he is vengefully protective. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure it has something to do with Izuki. I know I shouldn't mind that too much, but in my mind, I keep picturing him with this girl. She was popular in Japan, and he and she got along together very well. And then I look at myself and kind of realize that I am not all that. Never compare yourself to others. You're too special of a girl for that. Ben's words wash over me like a shower of relief, but it's still hard to shake. Opening the door and stepping out onto the porch, I take a moment to breathe in the country air. It's much different than what you'll breathe in the city. It's much cleaner here. Which is to be expected, I guess. The carbon footprint out here is much smaller than where I live. No matter what, I long to be home. Back in my house, safe and sound, without the worries I carry now. That is something I wonder. Is she ever going to be able to live a normal life again after this? I mean, shit, man. I'm not ruling that out as a possibility. Which I assume is another factor into Ben being so stressed. I'm sure he can see my discomfort and wants to rectify it as quickly as he can. But all in all, I miss the literature club more than anything. Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, all of you have become close friends with me since the inception of the club. I miss all of you dearly. Julia left me her cell in case I needed to call her for an emergency. But I think I might give Sayori a call. I don't know if that's a good idea. She's probably worried sick since the last thing I told her before leaving was... Because of what happened, I'm going to be taking a break from everything for a while. You're the interim president until I come back. Sayori had many questions, of course, but I didn't have anything to answer them with at the time. But the least I can do is call her and let her know I'm safe. Using Julia's phone, I call Sayori. Hello? Hey there, Sayori. Monika! I haven't heard from you since you left. Is everything okay? I've been fine, Sayori. I'm just out of town for a while with Ben. Well, no kidding. You and him just disappeared after you told me to take over for a bit. You should know not to drop something like that on me. I need time to prepare. Sorry about that. I'll make it up to you when I come back. So you're safe? Yeah. That's good. How is Ben? Well, he's not doing too well. What? What do you mean? I think all the stress is finally getting to him. I'll just keep it there. Alright. What type of stuff are you two doing out there? Well, both Ben and his guardian, Julia, have been teaching me self-defense. Self-defense? Like, fighting? Kinda, yeah. I don't think I could picture you hitting someone, Monika. You're too sweet. Thank you for that, Sayori. How are Natsuki and Yuri? They're doing fine. We all kind of just read today during the club. I couldn't plan anything for us. Being club president is hard. How do you make it look so easy, Monika? I don't know. I guess it just came naturally. Well, we all miss you. We hope you come back soon, safe and sound. Alright? Alright, Sayori. I promise. Yay! So, what are you up to right now, Monika? Just wanted to check on you. I'm gonna go for a walk right now and clear my head. Oh, then I won't keep you. Please stay safe, okay? I promise. Good night. Good night. At least she understood why I'm not around anymore. I was worried about that. Sari is a sweet girl, and the last thing I want is for her to worry for me. I already have to deal with that here. Anyway, while I still have some time, I'm gonna go on a walk for a bit. As I step out of the cabin, I look up to the stars. I hope Ben is alright. We're looking through Monika's perspective right now. She's alone at Ashley's cabin right now. Julia and our boy just made a big fucking discovery, and our boy and his squad just got their guy. So hopefully things are going in a good direction. But this does not bode well, what Monika's doing here. As I approach the door and place my hand on it, it opens from the other side. Shut up! Sir, I'm gonna be arriving right now. Where do you want us to take him? Take him to the holding area. I have Miyuki there ready to guide you. You're not coming with us, sir? I'll be a little late to the party. I have to speak to Julia. Understood. Get this bastard out of here and where he belongs. After we arrive at the back entrance of the office, 3 agents take the man into the ominously dark and tall gray building. I head for the main office, where Julia is impatiently waiting for me. There you are. Sorry I'm late. Sure you are. Did you get him? Yep. Bunking him in a cell right now. Thank God. Beyond tired, and here you are making my night even more stressful. Just rest for a bit. Can handle the interrogation myself. I know you can, but I still need to be involved. Procedures have to be followed. I understand. Let's get going then. One more thing, Ben. What is it? I want to talk to you about how you've been acting lately. Why would you want to do that? Because I'm worried about you. You don't need to worry about me. Yes, I do! How can you tell me not to? Can't you see what you're becoming? Becoming? I'm not becoming anything. I've always been this way. I've just been suppressing it. Why? Because there wasn't a reason to act on these instincts, Julia. Monika's involved in all this bullshit, and I'm the cause for it. Begin to raise my voice. How can you expect me to just be okay with it? With all of this? If I had never come here, Monika wouldn't be in this mess. Listen, I know that what happened with you and Izuki still strikes you. Oh. My little Monika figure's desk fell over. That's what I heard fall. But that's in the past now. You have to focus on the present. What the hell do you think I've been doing? Not doing a lot of this for Izuki anymore, Julia. You're not? Doing this so I don't have a repeat of Izuki. I see. Well, I'm hoping for the same thing. The day that Ashley told me about my relocation and reassignment, I couldn't believe it. That's so much to do. So much to say to Izuki. It's in the past now, okay? Just like my father, what he did to me. How I put you and Ashley through raising me. Nothing in the past ever disappears, Julia. It's still always going to affect you in one way or another. Whether you run from your mistakes or you embrace them, it's the hard decision we have to make. I chose to run, which is why I tried to forget it all and start my own life. But look at what happened. I only brought danger and harm to Monika and myself. The only way I can live with everything is to end this nightmare once and for all. Julia, once I find out who caused all of this and take them down, I can finally rest. Are you absolutely sure we can find out who that is? No. But Monika doesn't deserve a half-assed attempt at this. I'm giving it my all. Because she deserves it. See. Well, please don't lose yourself in your anger and frustration. Okay? I don't want anything bad to happen to you because you got worked up. Julia, I've been restricting my emotions ever since I read Ashley's final poem and Monika's response to it. You saw that? You knew about it? Yeah, it was my idea. She wanted to learn more about Ashley, and the best way for that was to read her poetry. I see. I also overheard you and Monika talking about me while I was in the shower. Damn it. The reason I've been acting strange lately, Julia, is because I can't fathom another mistake. I can't let anything else happen that I would regret for the rest of my life. Allowing myself to freely perform my duties as I used to, without emotion and conscience. Don't you think that's a little dangerous? I don't care anymore. Well, alright. Let's get going now. Julia silently nods her head, still processing the information I've dumped on her. Walking into the cell, I tell the 3 other agents to leave. The man in the suit sits in the middle of the room, tied to a chair. When the 3 of them leave, I close the door behind them. Taking the potato sack off his head, he looks at me in the eyes, furiously. Loosening the gag, I let him speak. What is this? Who are you? His initially angry startup causes me to slap him in the side of the head. Ah! What are you doing? Struggles in his restraints and tries to shake out of them. Shut up. I need something from you, and you're gonna give it to me. Why would I give anything to you? You just kidnapped me. Oh, don't be so melodramatic. You'll be fine as long as you tell me what I want. What could you possibly want from me? You've been flaunting quite a lot of cash, haven't you? Staying at one of the pricey hotels in the city, wearing expensive suits, hiring people to attack innocent women. What are you talking about? That's a severe accusation. I haven't done anything wrong. I reach into my pocket and grab my phone, opening it and turning the screen towards him. Is this you? He looks at the picture and starts to pale on top of his profuse sweating. Yeah? So? What exactly were you doing in there, Doe? Oop, that's not my name. Now let's see what your name is. Feeling reaching into his coat, I retrieve his wallet and begin rummaging through it. Inside, I find a photo ID, a black metallic credit card, some membership cards, a photo, and around $100 in cash. Making eye contact with Doe every minute or so, continued to examine the contents of his wallet. First, I slide the photo ID out of the leather pocket. The name reads John Ketter. The ID itself is long overdue. I see. This is clearly a forgery. The biometrics are purposely made these numbers to avoid detection, under the guise that the holder is still able to validate it and use it as normal. So, that's no use. Putting the ID back in the wallet, I slide out the credit card. It's in excellent condition, almost as if it had never been swiped before. But that's to be expected. Cards like these are for pretty important people with massive bank accounts. I think after the interrogation scene here, I'm gonna call it a night. This could be our direct link to finding out who appropriated that $3 million. Glaring dough in his eyes, I slide the credit card into my pocket. We'll see about that $3 million, won't we? Hey, don't take that. That belongs to me. Returning my attention back to his wallet, I scour through the various business and membership cards, finding nothing useful in the end. Next, the photo. When I slide it out of its sleeve, I hold it out enough so the light can illuminate it. Wrong word there. Of a Polaroid photo of a woman and a child sitting in a grassy field. That's basically all there is to it. Nothing out of the ordinary. Who's the woman and child? My wife and son. A wife and son, eh? With this kind of job you have here... I don't know what you're talking about. What were you doing in the warehouse? Grabbing his coat, I pull him toward me and raise my voice. Making a trade deal, damn it! Trade deal? Go on. Why do you need to know? Stop playing dumb and tell me what I want to know. You're not fooling me with your innocent charade. Something catches my eye as I attempt to slip the photo back into his wallet. The width of the photo is too thick. Pressing my thumb against one of the corners, the picture folds over on itself. Wait. Grabbing the corner, I peel and discover there was another photo underneath it. The photo of Monika and me walking home from school together. Son of a bitch. Caught, you piece of shit. What's this? Turning the photo to face him, I watch his face turn pale. He stutters for a solid minute, assuring me he's speechless. But his defeated demeanor vanishes to reveal a sinister grin. You're a perceptive one. I'll give you credit for that. I don't need your compliments. Tell me why you hired people to hunt an innocent girl. Why would I ever tell you that? Because if you don't, blood will continue to shed. And what would lead you to think I care? I gently gesture the picture at him. Your wife and child. They have nothing to do with this. Oh, but they will. What do you mean? Bottom of the picture is a black line saying Furano, Hokkaido, and a reasonably recent date. So I assume this woman is in Furano, in the Hokkaido prefecture in Japan? What use will that do you? Opening my commission phone, I dial Julia's number. The line rings, I stand back up and pat my hands off on my slacks. What are you doing? Julia, can you get me a ticket to Japan? What? Where specifically? Hokkaido, Furano. I hear it's nice over there right now. Are you sure about this? Yes, I'm sure. I can do a few jobs over there at their field office anyway. You know, get real acquainted with the area and the people. I'll see what I can do. Thank you. Ending the call, I close my phone and lean against a nearby wall. Wouldn't dare go after my family. They're innocent. Innocent? You want me? You want to talk about innocent? Look at what you're doing. You're hiring people to assault and kidnap an innocent teenage girl. And you want to talk about innocence? Grabbing hold of his tie, I lift him by the collar. Where's the logic in that? Where in the world would you get your edge? The game that we're in, my dear Mr. Joe, we shut ourselves off from the ones we care about. No matter what, we all have our lines. Our boundaries, per se. It's our own decisions that will influence if we go over those boundaries. Me making a visit to your wife and child wouldn't be much different than your men visiting my girlfriend. And I think you owe me a few. You're right. I hired random criminals to work together and kidnap the girl. Of course I'm right. I don't and won't put myself in a situation like this and not know any better. One thing I would like clarified is why you're hunting this girl. Why are you going to these extreme lengths just for her? She isn't even Izuki. I'm well aware that Monika isn't Izuki. Him knowing her name sends a shiver down my spine. What is going on? And why are you going after her? You see, Ben, our focus isn't on Monika. Holy shit, it's deja vu. It's on you. Me? Start explaining. You're both a threat and a liability. You're saying that like I don't already hear it often. What makes you so special? We've known about you for quite some time. Initially, we could just ignore you and you wouldn't be a problem. But you just like your track record dictates. You're unpredictable. However, with some close watch, we were able to manipulate you. Manipulate me? Step by step. You just kept making it easier for us. What are you talking about? What does any of that have to do with Izuki? Where is she involved? Ah, her. She disappeared and wasn't seen again. Rumor has it, she committed suicide shortly after you left. What did he say? Dizziness begins to fog my head, but my body begins to feel cold. No. Get over it. Can't afford to think about that right now. Keep your composure, Ben. Look back towards Doe. Why was she involved in the first place? Why did your focus transition from her to me? We're interrogating the man who was gonna give those crooks the millions. That's what's happening. You were exposed to information that we simply couldn't have out. Information? What are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? What does he mean? There has to be something else we aren't seeing. Something else we just aren't getting. You know, looking at the reason why we even accepted the contract in the first place, let alone assign a 4-digit to it, Ashley had said it was for efficiency. Does that make any sense to you? Yes and no. I can understand why sending one 4-digit instead of a team of 5 digits is efficient, but not for this type of ordeal. The agency wasn't interested in protecting Izuki. What do you mean by that? Records indicated that the agency was more focused on her father. So what exactly am I going to be protecting her from? Well, there's a group of organized crime members that apparently want to kidnap her and use her for ransom. There's also a possibility that due to her father's wealth, there might be a price on her head. Izuki was entirely innocent all along. Their focus was her father, just like Julia suggested. Her father was in possession of the information when I was protecting her. Whatever the information was, it was enough to get my organization involved. It was substantial, too, because instead of a normal team, I was assigned to the contract. So that means you threatened Izuki to keep her father from talking. Haha, correct. Who sent you? Sent me? That's a fairly strange question to answer. Wait, are we close to the end of the mod? You already know who we are. All you need to know is we've had our eyes on you. What? Before you go, I need you to listen to me about something. What is it? They're going to have their eyes on you. Just don't do anything stupid. Like always. Ben, I need you to be in formal attire, ready for tonight. What's going on? Going to a high-class gala downtown. You want Izuki to come along? Yes, I have a business errand to do there anyway. Prime Minister Sao's assistant, Hanzo Hagashita is going to be there. I see. I'll be ready, sir. Izuki's father was a pretty successful businessman. He could have had a large number of people turned against him. But these people were specifically affected by him. Who would go as far as these people have? What information did your father have, Izuki? Continuing to deliberate internally, a strange feeling begins to cover my body. Wait a second. It said they have had their eyes on me. You're with Hagashita. Ding 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 ding. Yes, sir, you are correct. You people were right there the entire time. It played perfectly into our favor. Now you're a threat that must be mitigated. He finishes. His lips turn into a demonic grin. The hell was that? Turning around, I stare at the door. The hell? As I said, Ben, you're a threat that must be mitigated. Son of a bitch. Entire charade you put on earlier. Just to buy time, wasn't it? Of course. I don't have anything to gain from hiding these things from you now. So I bought some time while a few of my colleagues traced and followed my location. Damn it. This isn't good. People in the main building aren't armed. They're gonna die. What are we gonna do? No, this is all too real. This can't be happening again. Suki, I'm sorry that I didn't catch on sooner. Wish I could change it. Heart pounding continuously in my chest. I feel my body grow hot. Yeah. Gripping my hands into fists, I try to contain my anguish with every last ounce of my strength. Izuki. Taking one intense breath in, I close my eyes to focus. Ben, you need to keep your head clear. Don't work yourself up now. Not when there's a problem right here. Exhaling, I run to the door and exit the cell, ensuring it locks behind me. We need a gun. Ben? Julia, Miyuki, and Foster run down the hallway towards me. I need to get control of the upper floor and lock down the cells. We can't afford to risk any of them. Good idea. As for you? She stares me in the eyes cautiously. You are to defend this installment. No limitations, no restrictions. Those are your orders. Yes, ma'am. Turning away from her, I unholster my handgun and ready it. Good luck, Julia. Likewise, Ben. They're getting closer to the building. Pick your shots, don't fire blindly. 3 on the left. Get down! The few agents holding the front lobby duck behind cover. Ripping the knife from my victim's body, I sheath it and recover the man's weapon. He's dressed in all-black combat attire, sporting a pretty beefy-looking plate carrier. Too heavy. It'll slow me down. As I turn the corner of the building, I see a huge group of the raiders. More than I can reasonably assume. The agents at the front of the building are desperately trying to hold off the horde. I shouldered the corpse's rifle and grabbed the rest of his magazines and stuffed them between the sides of my pants. Crouching, take position next to a car and start to aim. I instantly aim for the raiders closest to the entrance. Firing 4 rounds, I strike 2 invaders in their upper chests and duck back behind cover. No doubt, the muzzle flash gave away my position. Moving down a few cars, I retake my position. 3 more are sprinting towards me, so I aim at them. Probably. All 3 of my targets drop lifelessly to the ground. Rounds impact the car next to me, causing me to scoot back further. Gripping the rifle in my hands, I start to dash left. Reaching one of the outside walls of the campus, I get over it in a matter of seconds, dropping down on the other side. Skulking toward the front gate of the facility, I peek out to survey the area. Several groups of raiders approach the entrance of the main building before me. As I ready my weapon, I hear someone approaching me from behind. Pivoting my hips to the left, I turn around and swing the butt of the rifle. Ugh! Sending the butt of the rifle against the side of my aggressor's face, he stumbles back. Not allowing him to recover, I drop the rifle and grab hold of his arms. Twisting them into an angle that restricts his movement, I maneuver myself behind him. Letting go of his arms, I quickly bring my hands up to the man's head. Snapping his neck, I reach down and grab hold of his handgun and remove it from his holster. Turning around to use the corpse as a shield, I aim the handgun at the 2 other raiders sneaking up on me. Nice try. When both bodies hit the ground, I recover my rifle from the grass and eject the magazine. Grabbing a fresh mag from the side of my pants, I insert it and pull the charging handle back to check the receiver. Still good to go. Turning the corner and stepping out from behind the wall, time my shots and focus on the raiders approaching the left side of the building, near the holding and cell area. As I focus fire onto them, I hear footsteps to my right. Foster slides under the barrel of my rifle and sits next to me. Sorry I'm late, sir. I had a little trouble back there. He raises a handgun of his own and starts to fire with me. Where's the rest of your team? Scattered around the campus. I haven't had any contact with them since the raid started. Do you know how the medical wing is faring? Extra I. Faring. They're not holding out, sir. Front entrance was breached, and the staff is still struggling to defend themselves. Hold this position. What are you gonna do, sir? I'm gonna follow orders. Take the final remaining magazine out from the side of my pants and hand it to Foster along with my rifle. When you're out of ammo, use this. Make these rounds count. Removing my handgun from its holster, grip it tightly into my right hand and start sprinting to the medical wing. Approaching a group of the raiders from behind, I wrap my arm around one. Before I can react, I place the barrel of my handgun against his neck and fire. Throwing the corpse to the side, I lunge forward at the others before me. Kicking one to the ground, I dash to the side to avoid the fury of gunfire going on around me. Get out of my way. All of you. I continue to fire and push my way through the bodies I lay. I keep my mind on the goal. The front entrance to the medical wing has been breached, and I run through the remnants of the door. Please don't hurt me! I hear a woman crying for her life down the hall to my left. Keeping completely silent as I skulk down the hallway. Oh yes. It'd be perfect. I peer into a hospital room. One of the raiders, still dressed in black, holds a rifle at a nurse's head. Holding my knife longhand, I sneak up behind the raider and suddenly smack the side of his weapon, causing it to flail off to the side and away from the woman. Taking this opportunity, I bring the knife to his throat and slice it open. What? Blood begins to pour down his chest as he reaches for what used to be his neck. Pushing him to the side, I kneel to the woman. Are you here to save us? Get out of here. Go to the back of the campus and into the clothing bay. There are agents there holding the fort. You'll be safe. There's others that need my help. How can I leave them? You're no good if you're dead. Do as I say and get out of here. She hesitantly nods and stands up. Before letting her out of the room, I exit the room and make sure it's clear for her to run. Go. Thank you. She runs down the hallway and safely out of the building. Looking at the knife in my hand, I stare at the blood covering the blade and my hand. Completely covered in the blood of my friends and then my allies. Tightening my grip around the knife, I lower my hand and look down the hallway. 3 raiders walk through the busted door behind me. Being quick on my feet, I jump to the side and kick a gurney toward the closest. Collides into him, stumbling him and allowing me to jump on. Swinging my legs to gain momentum, I kick the side of his head. Where he hits the ground, I push my feet forward to further push the gurney. Pulling myself backward, I hop off the gurney and straighten my forearms to block an incoming blow. One of the raiders slams the butt of his rifle against my arms. Wrapping my right hand around his rifle, I pull him towards me. Once we make contact with each other, I pivot my hip clockwise and throw the man over my shoulder. The third pushes the gurney back into me. As the rail touches my hip, I throw myself over the gurney just enough to land on it. Effectively riding it away from the raiders, I turn around and line up my shots. Their bodies fall limp, I stop the gurney and get off. But a heavy set of footsteps come from behind me. Turning around, I see a huge raider step out of the hospital room, wiping blood off of a long silver blade. You're regarded as strong, but not anywhere near as me. You killed defenseless people. Getting into form and raising my arms, I wave him over. Now try your luck with someone ready for you. I'll crush you like a kitty. Cracks both his neck and knuckles as he steps towards me. I have to reload before I can continue firing. I need to make this quick. Grabbing hold of the gurney, I kick it down the room toward him. Using both his arms, he throws the gurney up with raw force. Taking this opportunity, I throw myself back onto the ground while grabbing a magazine. Allowing myself to roll from my back and onto my feet, I eject the magazine. Using the momentum of my swing, I launch the magazine out of the handgun and send it soaring toward my attacker. It strikes him in the bridge of his nose and stumbles him, allowing me to roll behind. Vigorously pulling the trigger, I unload round after round in this behemoth's upper body. But he turns towards me and tries to swing. Throwing my upper body backward, I somersault away. God damn it, go down already! Each valuable round flies into my target, but don't seem to offer any resistance in my favor. Bulletproof vest? What is this guy made of? As if he's ignoring every one of them and continuing his goal of killing me. And I don't have the ammunition to keep wasting. Hope is to rupture an artery and cause him to bleed out. In this position, I have little to no luck. Shoving my handgun into my pants, I retrieve my knife. Yes, it absolutely is. This is absolutely why you need a 5.7. Need a round that can beat Kevlar armor. He swings toward me, allowing me to maneuver backward, barely evading his attack. Pushing myself across his side, I shove my knife through his gut, screaming as loud as I can, use the energy of the force to cut through him. Sliding past him, it's my left foot to stop me and my right to launch me upward. Grabbing his shoulder, I bring myself closer to his neck. Ugh! Yeah, you may be stronger than me, but I am faster than any of my opponents. Take my blade and rip it into his throat. With speed, I have precision. Jerking the blade clockwise, I tear through the muscle of his neck. Releasing my grip from his neck, I fall to the ground and roll away. Just for his neck and tries to stop the profuse amount of blood pouring from it. But he quickly turns pale and topples over head first. God damn! Taking a second to recover my breathing and my resolve, I stand back up. Scavenging as much ammunition as I can, I start to head around the back toward the holding area. Busting through a door leading me into the main lobby, I see Julia throw a raider over her shoulder. She twists his arm afterward, forcing him into a lock. Once he's immobilized, Julia presses the barrel of her handgun against his head. Running up to her, she and I make eye contact. All I do is nod at her, both of us lowering our weapons. Here, I think you need this. Yuki hands me a damp paper towel. I hastily accept it and begin to clean my face. How are you feeling? She curiously looks at me from her desk, her hands folded, her face contorted into forced professionalism. I feel fine. As I finish that sentence, I ignore the soreness and the exhaustion while it rips into me. Resting my forehead against the wall to reduce dizziness, I close my eyes. Are you hurt at all? Just a few scratches and bruises. Nothing serious. Good. What about you? Well, I need to redo my makeup. How terribly tragic. Groaning with irritation, I push myself away from the wall and head for the door. I'm gonna step out for a minute. I wasn't keeping track, but yeah, this man is a force to be reckoned with. Stepping outside of the main building, I lean back against a nearby wall. Controlling my breathing into a systematic rhythm, I try to clear my mind and recover my bearings. All of a sudden, an agent walks past me and nods at me. Thank you for your help, sir. Don't mention it. You doing all right? Oh, don't worry too much about me. I'll be as good as new in no time. Glad to hear. Go rest up now. We both nod at each other, and he walks off. While he walks toward the parking lot, I reflect on everything that happened tonight. We know who is responsible for this now, and after this attack here, we now have more than enough motive to go after them. Yeah, they attacked us on our own turf. So, yeah. It's time we pay them a little visit. This has been going on since Izuki. That's right. Izuki. I know you of all people wouldn't harm yourself. I'm sure you're out there somewhere. My phone vibrates in my pocket, distracting me from my reveling. Look at the screen to identify the caller. It's Jeff. Answering the call, I place my phone against my ear. What is it? We have a problem. What do you mean? An apprehensive shiver starts to trickle down my back. The cabin has been ransacked. Shit. And I can't find Monika anywhere. Ben? Remaining silent, I end the phone call before I say anything. Pocketing my phone, I start toward a cell where a certain individual resides. Throwing the door open and slamming it shut behind me, I face Doe. Back so soon? Where is she? Keeping my voice calm, cross my arms and peer into the soul behind his pupils. My, whatever do you mean? He looks up at the light smugly. Oh, are you referring to the fact that you neglected Monika? How tragic for a pretty girl like her to be put in this position. Gripping my hands into fists, I walk closer to him, never taking my eyes off his. As I said, step by step. You keep making it easier for us. They have Monika. My options are limited now. My mind runs through the thousands of scenarios I can take here. Only two things really pass as possible. Oh boy. Decisions. Honestly, I think that is where I'm gonna leave this. Because if we're close to the ending, as you say, Brad, this way next time, we'll have enough time to indulge both. If this is the final choice, before we see whether we get the good or the bad ending. Because that's what it feels like this is. Whatever we do here, we have to choose carefully. I know that might disappoint some of you guys, and I know you want to see me finish this tonight, but I've been going almost 4 hours. I still have to work tomorrow, so this just seems best. This seems to be the best place to stop for tonight. So, next week, we will finish this, and we will look at both endings. If that's what this ends up being, the final choice. Man, shit's getting real, guys. Shit is getting very, very real. Yeah. You know which choice is which, but I won't say which one. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about this until next week, because, I mean, the more tempting option, if I had to pick right now, would be to force him to talk. To get aggressive with him. Use force to make him talk. But I don't know, that doesn't feel like the right option in this case. Because usually the more tempting option tends to be the wrong one. But at the same time, it's like, it's our girl we're talking about. We just gonna take that sitting down? But this whole chapter's been pushing us towards letting that stuff go. You know, not letting our emotions get the better of us. So, I feel like we should try to get it out of him first without resorting to force. And then, if he doesn't crack, if he's not going to be cooperative, then we resort to that. That's what I would do if I were in this scenario. Although I say that, but knowing me, I probably would not hold back on them for doing this to my woman. That is just fucked. Either way, we'll see what we end up getting first next episode. So yeah, next week will be the finale of... next week will be the finale of Monika's Route, Part 5. And then, from there, we will decide if we keep going, or if we move on to another mod. So, hope you're looking forward to that in the next couple of weeks, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.